Ooh.
So are you thinking about getting the CK88?
About I was thinking about it at one point in time. Oh, hi Jen. Hello there. It's um and by the way, you might. I mean, I think I heard some crackles with your piano on the stream, but it's not a big deal. I guess what they
really?
say is you would either increase or you would reduce your buffer size to fix that. That's what I was remembering.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
See if you can do.
Thank you for telling us. I am learning so much all the time.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I was looking into it because I'm like, I would love to get like something that had a really good sound and something I could like just have fun with, and a small even. But what I wound up doing was I ended up getting a Modi X7 and just connecting a USB to my existing keyboard, and that actually works out pretty well.
Those are nice too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I part of the thing with this is the one. It's a lot lighter than the Korg SV. SV1, and it also, if need be, it also can run on batteries. And we have gigs that we play that don't have power sources. And so we have a Jackery battery that we bring, and the last time that we had to do that, the piano like ate all the power.
Oh wow.
So it was like we barely made it through the gig.
Oh man.
Like, well, yeah, so this will be really nice that I can run it on battery if I need to. It also has a built-in speaker, which I haven't used. I always run it through an amp, but it's kind of good to know.
Yeah.
And surprising that it still doesn't weigh as much as the Korg SV. I think it's such a beast.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's like 38.5 pounds, even though it's like shrimpy. You know, it's stocky. It's a stocky instrument.
That is wild. That is wild. Let's say hello to Cutie Pie.
So it did tell. Yeah.
Maybe random name. Welcome in. Good to see you. And so it did notify your audience. Great.
I think did it.
Usually it does. I think we're good to go. So
but it doesn't show that we're online, right? Like it just.
Right. We would be online over here on the Sandwich Show channel. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Sandwiches.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, this is our first time doing the using the stream together feature.
Okay. It seems to be going pretty well.
Cutie Pie, how you doing? Maybe random, right? This is it. Random name.
Yep.
I love your name.
So Kev, really quickly, can you increase the buffer size on your Ableton, or on your device?
Hear you quite yet.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
He's coming.
Okay.
I'm here.
Hello.
I also punched a quick Discord announcement in the schedule.
Yay!
Sweet. Thank you.
He was asking if you can decrease a buffer size.
Either decrease or increase. I'm not sure which one it is, but.
Let me see.
Yeah. Usually that'll decrease the crackles on Ableton or on Focusrite devices.
Well, I don't see a buffer option in my settings for the Focusrite control, unfortunately.
Okay.
I can change the sample rate. I could try switching that to 41.
Okay.
Right now it's on 48.
Okay.
You want me to try that?
Sure. Hopefully that doesn't turn off your sound at all, but should be all right. Could be on my end too. That's the other thing. All right. Yeah, so now I lost you, but that's okay. If you were to switch your microphone input back, to something else and toggle it back to your audio device, you should be good. Can you still hear me? Okay.
Yes.
1, 2.
Still hear you.
Yep, I hear you again.
2.
There we go.
Hey,
got you back.
1, 2. Sandwich 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Is it still crackling?
It's still crackling. I wonder if I were to just minimize this, would that help? Let me see. Try that. Okay, test one, test.
I haven't noticed any crackling on our streams.
Okay, it was on my end. I'm sorry, I fixed it. Okay, so
not that it's anything that you're doing, just
Oh, yay!
I think we got it.
I'm gonna switch it back to 48 then, just for a little bit higher.
And then
quality,
just toggle your device again.
Cool.
So once you do that, we're good to go. And hello, Crickster, good to see you. Glad you're safe. I'll mention about that here in Southern California. It's been crazy the last few hours, but we're doing okay, and I'm happy to say I'm still safe, and my particular neighborhood seems to be all right at the moment. But we'll talk about it. I'll mention that in a minute. But let me just make sure we get Kevin and Jen back before we get rolling.
Test.
Hello, I hear you.
Can you hear us?
I think for the most part you're crackle free.
Are you hearing?
Oh, there's a little crackle. Okay, well, it's all right. Cool. It's all right. It's all right. It's still pretty. It's not as bad as it was before though. So let us.
I just heard a little crackle.
Yeah. Oh, did you? Ooh. Okay. That's all right. Let's we'll suss it out if we need to. Maybe we can just roll you back to 41. But thank you, Cutie Pie. I appreciate that. Okay. Are you ready, everybody? I think we are solid. We are safe, and at least I can't speak for all three of us, but one of us is hungry. Did you have a good dinner tonight, by the way, friends?
Us?
Us? We haven't eaten. We won't eat until probably midnight.
Oh, okay. No worries.
It's kind of a wild time around here.
It's a time, man. So how can I see our chat? Let's see. I want to get the chat up here too. I need to get.
Can everybody in the chat hear us too?
Great question. Can you all hear Jen and Kev all right? Let us know.
Hello?
And as you do, a little crackle never heard us before. Dig it. All right. Let's start.
Hooray!
Yay! Yes, I hear, friends. Great, Crickster. Thank you for mentioning that. All right. Rain, welcome in. Yulo, good to see you. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the Sandwich Show, everybody. I'm Davey. It is a very fiery landscape to the north of me, but we are currently at the moment safe, so I will keep monitoring the situation. Hopefully we can get the show rolling. As it doesn't seem like there's any imminent threat of like fire in the neighborhood, at least, but things have gotten really rough for people in to the areas north of me, so we're all thinking of the people in Southern California right now. It's just yeah,
very, very much so.
Absolutely. But for the moment, we're doing all right here in this particular building, and overall things are good. And I'm so excited to bring on our good friends, who are a duo out of the Midwestern U.S., and they are OctoberEmber. Let's say hello to OctoberEmber, everybody. Welcome, friends. Nice to meet you tonight. Hello.
How's it going?
Good. Thank you. I really do appreciate you being here. I know we scheduled this actually quite a while ago. It was back in September, I think.
We were aiming for November or something, wasn't it?
It was.
We've been trying to get it together for months, yeah.
Yeah, and things were happening. I mean, a lot of personal stuff in my life and other things. I know you both were busy too, and a lot of things are happening, but I'm so glad we made it. And it is one of my friends, the LG Music, made the point that, with the fire that is happening in our area, I thought it's fitting that we have OctoberEmberMusic on the program tonight.
Oh God!
Seriously,
I gotta change our name.
It took us so long. It took us so a while to get this coming together, and then the fact that it's happening when there's a massive wildfire 3 miles from your house is insane. Like that's what?
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense.
If you ever needed an excuse, pretty good one. Yeah. So yeah, Bandover. I'm sorry for all of our insensitivity.
No sweat. It's all right. I mean, sometimes it's appropriate. Sometimes you can make. Sometimes levity is the way to go in a situation. But we are.
For sure.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Vibe, Randy.
It's great to see you. Thanks for having us.
It's great to see you too. I'm thrilled to finally get to chat with you face to face for the first time. This is exciting for me.
It's exciting for us.
We're very
too.
excited. We've been looking forward to it. So thank you so much for making the time and
absolutely
sharing space with us. It's just great. And by the way, I'll save that for later. I'll show you my socks later.
We have
Oh,
socks.
he did wear special socks.
I wore special socks
Oh,
for the occasion.
Yeah.
For you, Davey.
Oh my
so.
goodness.
But Ferret, I wanted to address Ferret Fawcett was asking if you're okay.
Am I okay? I've been hearing about the
came in
crazy
after you were.
Yes, I am okay right now. It is a crazy time. I'm not gonna lie about it, but thankfully I'm doing okay. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I have packed things just in case things were to change. But I mean, it's been a few hours, and the evacuation area hasn't really changed to the south. They've been increasing evacuation orders to the north, so it sounds like that's where the fire is going. So it's a rough situation, but if there's a silver lining, it's not hitting towards the south, which means that most of LA seems to be okay. But Pacific Palisades is not among that area, unfortunately. So we're thinking of you tonight, friends.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Christian says, it is Cali. We're used to wildfires. It is the non-wildfires that scare me. What is that?
That's... Tame fires?
Tame fires?
Yeah.
The domesticated fires.
the gentle... The fires that engage in subterfuge.
The smoke
Those are
is
the
really...
ones that you have to watch out for.
The smoke is really hard for people that have... I mean, it's have sensitivities for a variety of reasons.
Yeah.
It's rough. They're blowing northeast now.
84 miles. Yeah, I heard it was up to 100.
Yeah, there are some places that are going to get 100 miles an hour tonight, after between 10 p.m. local time and 5 a.m. local time.
The winds are going to kick up more.
That's just hard to fathom.
Yeah, oof. Yeah, not so situation, but it is probably going to die down by this time tomorrow. So that's the good news. So hopefully fire will be under control by that point.
I hope so.
Or at least people will be safe.
Thoughts.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Ferret says the bananas are bonkers. Yeah, definitely. Hopefully I know you've been getting some weather too. It's been getting really snowy and cold. Like, how are you holding up in your area?
Oh, we're good.
Yeah.
They canceled. So we're in the county that we're in, it's kind of geographically, it's sort of a bowl of sorts. And so it's, we don't usually get super severe weather. It's, and what that means is that the sheriff of our county, who is responsible for setting like snow emergencies and things, it doesn't happen super often, but they actually, like, for most of yesterday, it was level 2 snow emergency, which means that you're not allowed to, like, can't go out on the roads unless it's an emergency. Yeah. So we had some snow, but it wasn't terrible. We opened the door this morning, and there's a guy like fishtailing down the street.
Yeah,
it's just a residential street that's not very wide. There's cars parked on either side, and we're just like, because he nearly smacked into a bunch of stuff. But it's okay. I mean, the kids got like an extra 2 days. We don't have kids, but the children, the collective children that are in the world of our area, they all got extra 2 days of vacation. Extra 2 days of without having to go to school. So that's cool.
Nice.
That's it's winning a prize.
They call them calamity days.
Calamity days.
They do. That's
calamity.
Who came up with that idea? Jane?
Fascinating.
Was Jane the inventor?
Yeah.
Thanks for the guest shout out, Davey.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
I would love if people, especially people who are not familiar with you, who are not already familiar with you, to know about your channel. So please go follow OctoberEmberMusic. It's great to see you.
Nice to meet you all, new friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy New Year! I forgot to mention that.
Happy New Year!
Yeah.
Thanks. Same to you.
Thank you.
Do you do big things to celebrate?
I was going to say, do you have resolutions too?
Resolutions, yeah. I tend to try to come up with 1 or 2 a year. I did want to try out more different foods this year, and actually I'm putting that into action. So I'm even putting them on Instagram. So I'm going to try some new sandwiches this year and see how they go.
I love that so much. That's so great.
All joking aside.
Salad! What's up, Salad?
What's going on?
Love it, Sal. Welcome in. It's great to see you again.
It's so good to see you. How have you been? It's been a minute.
Aw, oh my God, you have my favorite peeps. I dig it. Yeah.
Oh, super sweet.
You know, a big part of... Oh, go ahead, Jen. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, new sandwiches, that's very exciting. Do you have a particular, like, do you have a sandwich that is like your Mount Everest of like you've got to gear up for it and like train
your
for
Moby
it?
Dick, your white whale sandwich?
What is your Mount Everest?
I have had these in the past. Wait. This is a great question. I'm honored to get a question here. But One that I really had for a long time was the Katz's Delicatessen Pastrami in New York City. And then I had it, and it was great. It was everything I hoped it would be. So that was definitely up there.
I mean, that's a famous sandwich.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You know what? I have one. I have another one. It's in the slideshow. If you take a look at this really fast, I'll show it to you. It's the Schwartz's smoked meat sandwich in Montreal. That is big time.
Whoa.
That is a bucket list for me. It'll show up in.
Sandwich is getting a hug.
With a pizza, right?
It was the wrap.
It was a cheese stick in a pizza, is what that was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting.
Where's the waffle?
And the
donut. If you're in the Midwest, there's you've only gotten halfway there.
Yeah.
There are all kinds of bacon donut conglomerations happening in this area.
That's going to be our
bacon
there
donut
it is.
burger
That's the one.
dog.
That's the sandwich right there.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Yeah. That is holy grail material. Like, that is the sandwich I'm looking forward to having someday. And
so I have another question for you, Davey. Did your love of sandwiches start when you were young, or was it something that you acquired when you were an adult?
It's a good.
Did you grow into sandwichhood, or was it like right out of the womb? They tried to give you a bottle and you smacked it away, and you like reach for the bread and
I think I did grow into it, yeah. Because in the beginning, I think I was really a big fan of hamburgers and chicken nuggets. Yeah, that's probably where I started. And then during my 20s, I was really a big pizza guy. Like, I was a huge pizza guy. I was all about pizza and pizza and chicken and tacos. But tacos is a constant. Tacos, I've always been a fan. I've always been big on tacos.
Yeah.
But sandwiches were kind of in the middle there somewhere. Yeah, I've always been, because sandwiches are life. Like, they've been part of my life forever. So,
that sounds like a bumper sticker.
Sandwiches are life. I will admit, like, I've grown a greater appreciation for sandwiches since it became my brand. And so now I've really just kind of like stepped it up in that area. Like, I'm really into the sandwiches, whereas I was still into them before, but I've like picked it up since adopting this name. So
do you ever have moments when you wake up, like, in a cold sweat in the middle of the night, and you're like, oh, I should have chosen pizza, or like
it's a good question,
or is the sandwich world accepting enough and embracing and inclusive enough to be like, you know what, pizza, you're kind of an honorary sandwich, you're just an open-faced situation?
I think if I was going to pick a food for a handle, this is probably the best choice, because if you pick anything else, like, you could definitely wear out. You could definitely burn out on it. For example,
that's a good point.
Yeah, fried chicken.
There's a lot of variety in a sandwich.
Yeah, it expands the playing field a lot.
Whimsy in a sandwich too. Like, I feel like if food has a personality, there's a whimsy to sandwichness.
Absolutely.
That seems like a quote.
Yeah.
Somebody quote that.
It's genuinely why I think so many people got to know my name, because it draws attention. Like, the first time I ever follow anybody, many people are mystified by the name. First of all, just trying to read it, like, it's so long. It's like, Davey is seating, Davey is ass sandwich. What?
Hey,
Rev, thank you for the raid, Rev, the storyteller. How's it going?
Hi, Rev.
How's your stream?
Good to see you.
I dig it.
I was gonna. Fawcett had said my sandwich I want to have this year is a Whataburger. There's one opening up near me. I know that it's not lame. Enjoy yourself.
Hey, nothing is
lame.
lame.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be really good.
Seek joy, follow your bliss.
When we were on the road, I think one of the things that we tried for the first time was, what is Smash Burger?
We didn't try it.
I did.
What?
They had a yeah.
Oh yeah, it was like a gas station Smash Burger.
It was like it was like a travel stop area, and I hadn't had it before, and it was great.
Yeah, there you go.
You gotta try it. Yeah, it's great.
Try everything.
Rev, how was your stream? Nice to meet you. We're Jen and Kev. Hi.
Hey, it's good to see you. Crickster salt. If you fold the pizza in half, it is a cheese, tomato, and topping sandwich. That's truer words were never spoken, friend. It's true.
I've heard this comment a few times before, and you can definitely see that working. right? Like I can see where they're coming from with it. So
Well, isn't that like calzone territory though? In your
yeah,
books?
because that's literally what it is. Like
Unsinged calzone.
Right. It's just folded over.
it's quite
What's
right.
and so
Yeah,
what is stromboli then?
It's a roll more
like a rolled up
than
taco.
a pocket.
So pocket versus roll is a distinction we make in
Yeah.
pizzadom. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of that stuff, so I'm not keen to the vocab. I'm
Yeah.
just learning. I'm here to learn.
Right on, Kev. Rev says my stream was good finishing him. Nice. Yeah, shout out to Rev. Give our friend a follow.
Oh, man.
Good to have you here.
Cool. What game were you playing? I'm curious.
I think they were the game was Broken Sword: Shadow of the Templars, the director's cut.
Oh.
A director's cut of a game? I've never heard of a director's cut of a game before. That's pretty cool,
So
though.
the director, like, you can call them and they'll just like speak in your headset and say, "Oh, so this part is really good. You're gonna love this part over here. Like, this chest has the best treasure."
Yeah, Cricketers does this sound serious. Absolutely.
That's cool.
Salad says, "Ooh."
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was reading Sal's comment. My favorite sandwich ever was from a restaurant in Jen and Kev's neck of the woods, but they no longer make it. Fig and prosciutto, balsamic glaze, and fresh mozz.
Oh.
I'm a big fan of the balsamic glaze.
Yeah.
Wow. For sure. And figs.
Right on, Rev.
Fig and balsamic, yeah.
I love the different tastes coming together. Like when you take the savory and the sweet and put them in the same context or in the same sandwich or the same food. It's surprisingly good how well that works. It wouldn't.
That's why people like us, because I'm a little salty and Jen's so sweet.
It's like roasted red pepper hummus.
Yeah.
Has a similar kind of thing.
Yeah. It's not bad.
Or salty caramel ice cream.
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah.
Yeah.
It totally works. Or how about a ham and cheese crepe with what? With like maybe like some jelly? Maybe that would work.
Spinach.
I just made one up.
Spinach.
Yeah.
Or arugula.
Ooh, arugula sounds good. Yeah.
Which is the horn sound. What is it? What am I? Arugula is the old 1920s car sound. Arugula.
Don't they call arugula rocket in the UK?
I don't know. Jen knows a lot about.
Yeah.
I think they do.
UK salad terms.
But all joking aside, that sounds.
I don't know.
That sounds amazing.
That was cool.
It sounds really organic
is it
too.
Really rocket? They call it rocket.
Rocket,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they call it a rocket.
That's very cool.
Nice.
Why don't they print that? That would be so much cooler to go into your grocery section and see a bag of rocket.
I know.
Arugula is cool.
Yeah.
But
rocket would be
I'm bringing home a bag of rocket.
Okay, who's been having rocket for dinner? I am. Yeah.
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 I was gonna have.
That's
rocket.
my favorite salad is arugula. Yeah.
Can
I have some for dinner tonight?
Yeah.
For sure.
Balsamic on that? What?
I've got like this Newman's like sesame dressing.
Sesame ginger.
Sesame ginger, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
Although I did make a Caesar dressing.
Oh yeah, Jen is an amazing cook.
Well, I have fun anyway,
and
we're usually plant based. Like like definitely we've been vegetarians for a really long time and mostly vegan for a few years, but
we're not jerks about it. Like
no.
We're not judgy.
I bring that up.
Like,
enjoy
everybody do your thing.
Life and
It's just what works for us.
But I mentioned the plant based thing because I have it's a Caesar salad or a Caesar dressing from New York Times that just happens to be plant based, which is cool because that usually has anchovies and stuff, which freaks a lot of people out.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Ohio, hey Davey, Ohio! Shout out to Jennifer and Kevin.
Hey,
what's up,
Ohio? Hi, welcome to Ohio.
Hi.
Great to see you.
100%.
I hope that you didn't get hit by too much of the weather.
Yeah, Ohio.
Hope you're being safe and NO.
Oh no.
NO.
That's my response.
It's a chant. You're supposed to say IO.
You're supposed to say IO.
But we're ornery and
we're ornery.
Never done it right.
Just we're art nerds, we do music and art and stuff like that. So like
we graduated from Ohio State.
everybody's really football. intense here, and that's cool.
Yeah.
Love your thing.
What do you think
But
are the chances for
that's
Ohio State this week against Texas?
100%.
Ohio
They're
State,
gonna play.
yeah, they're gonna
100% chance that they're gonna play at some point.
So yeah, we're not the best to ask in terms of some of that stuff.
Okay.
But that's our standard like joke response is OH and no.
No.
Oh no.
My favorite response. Oh, Farrah's going for Texas. Look at that. Oh my goodness, that's funny.
Got some snow, not as bad down in the southern area. Well, that's good. Are
Yeah.
you in
Yeah.
like the Hocking area? It's so pretty down there.
Yeah.
I love it down there.
That whole the southern part of the state's really very different than the northern part.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Rivalries manifesting
starting,
in the chat. I like it. Oh, you're in North Carolina, right?
We love
North
back
Carolina's
sandwich
beautiful.
talk. We can all agree on sandwiches.
North Carolina's beautiful.
See, Davey, you're a unifying force when there's conflict in the world.
True.
Everyone can agree. A good sandwich. Yeah.
I love that,
That's all I'm
Kev. I subscribe to it. I mean, it's why I do what I do. It's really nice to bring people together, and even in the face of rivalries and playoffs and things like that. So I love NOs.
We have more in common than we have.
I love it a lot.
So.
But yeah.
Thanks, Sally. Appreciate that.
Really quick question. Like, how did you meet? I'd always wondered about this. Like, you were both still together so
or
well.
You and I, us and you.
Well, Jen and Kev, I suppose specifically.
Okay. Yeah. So I was a transfer student to Ohio State. Kevin was in his third year. And so in the music department in school, like you see the same kids in all the same classes, and all of a sudden I was the new person.
She was like Alice. Remember that show?
No.
The new girl in town.
Oh yeah, that was me. But
it's a
anyway, so I noticed from the 80s, right? But I noticed him, and I guess, and he noticed me too, and he sent a friend of his to scope me out and see, to ask me a few questions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was very, specific. I was like, okay, find out, what instrument she plays. Is she seeing anyone? Does she seem intelligent? All these things. And my friend came back and said, her name is Jen. She's piano voice major, and she's going to sit with us today. And so we started passing notes in class, kind of flirting back and forth a little bit. And we still have that note. And we went out for coffee. I asked her, I was like, what are your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations?
On the note in class. And then this is my smoothest move in life ever. I was like, that seems like a bigger question than what we can answer here. Maybe we should talk about it over coffee. Yes! Best move ever!
Great execution.
So I've never been so smooth, nor will I ever again. And so after class, we went out for coffee at this really, it's not there anymore, but it was a dive bar / bagel place that had dollar rum and cokes on Fridays, and that were huge.
They were huge.
Anyway, so we went and we talked, and like kind of we're just like very open and honest with each other, and then we ran out of time because we both had to go to work, and it turned out that we both worked
across the street from one another
on the other side of town, but like right next to each other. So then after we got off work, then he invited me over to his apartment, and we hung out all night and stayed up all night talking and getting to know each other.
Didn't sleep.
And then the next or 2 days later, I moved in with him, and we've been together ever since.
That's right.
Aw.
Yeah.
What a great story. I mean,
we're both on a rebound and not looking for long-term relationships. We were just like, look, we're just want to be friends. This was great, but if we don't stay in touch, that's okay. This was a nice meet. And then 2 days later.
Yeah, I called him and I was like, "What's up?"
Yeah.
And
she moved in.
and then he was like, "Yeah, come on over," and I did, and then I never
Yeah, we've been together ever since.
This will be on the test. Hey,
what's
Hi,
up,
King.
King?
Great to see you, King. Thank you for your.
Don't be.
Happy Tuesday.
Yeah.
Ferret, don't apologize. It's okay.
Yeah, no problem. You're good, Ferret.
Yeah.
No, that's okay.
All
I
good.
don't take any of that biz personally. It was a place that I won't get into how I ended up there, but it wasn't. I didn't expect to end up at Ohio State. It wasn't like, oh, my dream. Like it was kind of by accident, but I'm really glad that that's how it worked out.
Yeah, had some really good professors there, though. Good experience. I got some really good theory training, and you had this wonderful piano teacher there.
Yeah. Studied with Nadia Boulanger.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we had some good times there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's sweet.
That's how we met.
Love that so much. Let me just see. Yeah, but it's good to see you, King Dan Breaker. Thank you for 55 stream streak. That's amazing. Thank you so much, my friend.
Hey.
Let's see, anything else here in chat I should catch up on? No, that's pretty much the gist of it. It's really cool. Now, so you both were studying music at the time, so you were already aware that you both were into playing and doing music at that point in time.
Yep, we were coming from different viewpoints with it. I came, being a guitarist, I was doing more, kind of contemporary stuff, rock stuff, and things like that when I first started. And then once I got to college, I started studying classical guitar.
Oh, I dig it.
And then Jen was coming from classical tradition.
I was focused on classical piano for most of my pre-college stuff, and then
Jomsy,
thank you so much for the raid, Jomsy.
James is tired. We're your problem.
James is tired again. It's great to see you, my friend. How was your stream?
That was such a great raid.
I'll tell you what, Cats. I want to change our raid to that. October Ember is tired. You deal with this now. That's very cute.
What's good, Magic and Garfield isn't fat. Wow, I love this handle. That's a great handle. And Cats, good to see you too. Let me bring all in. I meant to bring in Rev too, but so Rev, this is for you as well. So welcome in, friends. I protect the riot. I protect the riot. That's a really wow. I think I'm being affected by the smooth vibes. That's like the smoothest version of that ever.
That was nice.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. Hi, everyone.
Nice to see you.
Jomsy, thank you for the raid, and thank you for the raid too, Rev. Can we give a shout to Jomsy, our good friend, who, by the way, we're going to have on for a little bit on Friday. We're going to do a little catch-up stream.
You have a packed week.
Yeah, you do.
Yep. Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. Very exciting times over here on the Sandwich Show. Jomsy, thank you so much for the raid. Show was good. Had to raid into a friend. Well, I appreciate you, Jomsy. And yes, give her Jomsy a follow. Yes. I love that. That sounds good, Kev. Wow. That's great.
Jen does it better on the piano. There's a Final Fantasy reference.
Love it.
From Garfield. So we had to play with that.
Final Fantasy. That I love. Everybody can do that. I think everybody on Twitch does that though. I was like,
yeah,
something like that. I mean, I can
do that.
We all do
it. That's it.
Right. Yeah.
Jomsy, thank you.
Oh, it's so
much
good
love
to see
you as well, friend.
Yeah, it's really good to see you. Thanks for that.
Great to see you too, Jomsy. I mean, and yeah, so y'all go follow Jomsy. I am Davey. I'm a variety streamer based in Los Angeles, California, where it's just it's an exciting time. But I do interviews on this program. I also play music and video games. Tonight we have our good friends OctoberEmberMusic. Tomorrow we have our good friend Kenny coming on with us as well, and Jomsy we mentioned on Friday. So yeah, very busy week. But settle in. We're getting to know our good friends OctoberEmberMusic and pals. Like it is really cool to hear your backstory. That's as good an origin story. Like you could write any Hallmark movie or Lifetime movie, and it won't be as good as your story. That's a really good story.
Actually, that's where we got it from. We both, when we were kids, we saw this Lifetime movie, and we were like, that would be a really cool story to live.
It's a Lifetime after school special.
So when we first met, we were like, you want to do this? Yeah. And we downloaded the script. I'm just kidding. We couldn't download anything.
Jobsy says, yeah, I interrupted a story that I was very excited to hear. Oh my goodness, it's great. But we may revisit that story down the road in a little bit. But though,
yeah, sure.
I will say that the union of your piano with your classical background, Jen, and your guitar with your rock leaning, I mean, that's just the perfect association for like prog rock. And so it feels like your music feels very prog rocky. Like, was that by design?
No, not at all. I listened to, in terms of technical stuff when I was a kid, it was a lot of Steve Vai and Joe Satriani were kind of where I cut my guitar teeth on, which is such a weird phrase. Why would you cut your teeth? That's so strange. Okay, inner voice off. But then I got into, more punk and grunge stuff. And then folks, I grew up with folk. My parents were big folk music fans, so I heard a lot of Simon and Garfunkel growing up, and I got deep into Leonard Cohen in college, and so just a lot of different contemporary things. It wasn't just specifically rock, but it wasn't necessarily a lot of classical. And then when I got to college, I was studying that in more depth, especially like 20th century composers.
And 19th century sandwiches.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh man.
Yeah, there's a whole. It was an elective, but I needed to fill the credit hour. But yeah, so I started studying classical more, and I had jazz training growing up too, from a number of teachers. So it was just a mishmash, hodgepodge. How many other smash of things?
Okay.
And I think you were kind of pretty much focused on that.
I was focused on classical. So classical piano, and then I didn't really sing much until I got to college, because I was always the accompanist in choirs and stuff like that. Not 100% of the time, but probably 80% of the time. So when I got to college, I started to sing more because they had a dedicated accompanist and didn't need me to do that. So then it started to kind of, the two worlds started to kind of come together. So yeah.
But there's a recording of me singing like either my freshman or sophomore year of college before I came to OSU. I sound like a mouse. It's really funny.
You sound amazing. Don't sell yourself. Like even then, you were.
Oh, you heard that? It's like you're hearing it on your end too.
And the first night that we hung out, Wait, what?
Yeah, it might be on my end. I think the sound stuff's on my end. Yeah, my bad. Sorry, buddy. Sorry about that.
I want to catch up on the chat too. I like how the priority for Kev to find out about Jen was first instrument, second is she's single. I may have flipped those around in the retelling of it.
That's funny.
I was freshly single.
Yeah, we both were. Garfield said my childhood oldest friend is a Steve Vai startup. I think it sticks. In my experience, you hear it.
Oh,
that's very cool.
That's really cool.
She played a lame instrument.
Yeah. I thought that was funny, Ohio. That was really great.
It is pretty funny.
I should mention too that the first night that we hung out, I had this cheap, crappy 61 key Casio from like a,
I don't think it was velocity sensitive.
No, it was nothing. It was just it was not a great instrument.
Yeah.
But she played some classical pieces for me on it, and I was kind of like instantly entranced, and that was my first experience with her musicianship, I guess I should say. I don't know, when was the first time you heard me play guitar? Was it that same night?
I don't know that you did play that night.
Huh. I was probably just too embarrassed to play after I heard you play.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Johnny says sousaphone. I don't know.
I've accompanied lots of tuba players. It's a scene.
You have.
It's impressive how much air they have to move in
And
order
how
to
much
do
they
things
get out
like.
of those 3 little valves too.
And you're like, oh my god, you're just a tiny body. What's
Yeah.
happening? Why is that possible?
That's
Do they
Do they
blow
blow
you
you
away?
I love it.
If we're gonna get along just fine. We're big fans of the pun.
Phenomenal, Garfield. I appreciate. Let me just throw this out here really fast. It's I just lost track of everything. Let's. Oh, Richard's in the chat. What's up, Richard?
Hey, Richard.
Hi,
How are
Richard.
you?
Welcome.
It's good to see you, friend. Thanks for being
I love
here.
it. Darn, I missed the first part. Hope there'll be a VOD. There will be a VOD. I'm happy to report we will have a VOD of this program after stream, so definitely check it out.
That was the first piece.
Yeah. But
Good to see you, Richard. How are you?
hope you're doing well, Richard. It's really great to see you. I know Richard's a great supporter of your channel, and yeah,
phenomenal.
love it.
Yeah,
words can't express, and so many different ways too.
Yeah, most definitely.
And an ambassador for so many Twitch musicians and so
Mhm.
many musicians in general, both online and in real life. The efforts that he makes to try and connect people through an art form that means so much to him. It's just a beautiful thing to witness over and over again. So we're very, very grateful that we get to swim in the same waters. So
yeah, I reciprocate that, Richard. Thank you for all your support throughout the entirety of Twitch. So now let me bring to you everybody one of our most popular segments on the program. Here it is. Oh. There it is. There it is. Sandwich of the week. And in the beginning, there were sandwiches. And on the 7th day, he rested. No, I'm just kidding. So here's what we got tonight. Sandwich of the week tonight.
Wait, I wanted to read the rest of that.
Oh,
that
yeah,
looks really. I wanted that plot. I want the plot.
We've never seen it. We've never seen it.
I don't normally
so
let it go
good.
this long. Check it out. This is really fun. Like
I know the last VOD I saw, it cut off pretty quick. So
it's a sandwich of the week. It is a period of civil sandwiches or something like that. What did I write?
Oh, that's so good.
Thank you, John. This is great.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's great. Civil Bork. I love it.
Period of Civil Bork. Rebel sandwiches. Working from in base. But their first battle against the evil. What is it?
Borgalactic Empire. Yeah.
Borgalactic. During the battle, rebel spies managed to steal secret Borgs to the Empire's ultimate weapons, the Borg Star, an armored Borg station with the power to Borg and oh my god, Jamie. I love your commitment to this so much. Pursued by the Empire's
like
sinister.
There's like a Swedish chef element.
Bean Boozled Beans, Princess Chaos reigns. Aboard her Borg ship, custodian of the stolen Borg second. Save her people and then restore the Borg to the
galaxy.
Wow.
Yeah, it was an entire.
I guess at this time I should reveal my socks to you as well,
let's do
Daisy.
it.
So I'm going to try and
Here we go.
not be too risque here in lifting up my leg. But
ooh,
I have something for this.
There's peanut butter and jelly.
Yes.
They're peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. A little peanut butter and then jelly.
Yeah. For free. Chomsky says. That looks lovely.
The first one's free. Then there's a subscription plan. There are 3 tiers that you can choose from.
Kev, thank you so much for
ads on the first one.
Daniel Berserk said nice PRS.
Hey. I agree. I never know what to say when people compliment the guitar because I didn't make it. I just picked it out. But I also enjoy it, and I'm very grateful for it.
Yeah.
So.
An open faced sandwich is a sandwich. I would say so. Yeah. I mean, I tend to be forgiving in that area. So
well, I think it's showing the preparation. I think it's the calm before the storm.
Yep.
Of the sandwich clapping. So
almost definitely.
And it is peanut butter and jelly toast. Yes.
Nice. Yeah, I've had that, and it's great. Like it's a good change up sometimes because most of my time most of the time I do like butter toast, but PBJ toast is solid.
Yeah.
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 So
that's one of my desert island foods, probably.
Yeah.
PB&J.
Yeah,
That's
which
thank
is
you for
weird. I
the
don't know where I would get it on an island,
excellent sock choice,
All
Kev.
probably.
especially if it was a desert.
Davey, PBJ.
Maybe
Yeah,
we're
you
just
sure
having too
have.
much fun with you. I tell you what.
Here's my sandwich of the week, by the way. This is a ham and brie on ciabatta. I did not make this myself, but it is great,
Ham
isn't
and
it?
brie.
That's a beautiful looking sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's lovely.
Yeah, it is definitely.
That
Do you
is
name your
exciting.
sandwiches, or
Sometimes
does that make it harder to eat them?
I do name some of my sandwiches, though. I didn't. This is just ham and brie, but sometimes I do.
Give them joke names and stuff like.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna come over here, Tricky Dick. I'm gonna.
Tricky Dick. Amazing.
You named your
Does this
sandwich after
have a name?
Nixon.
Yeah, you know.
Well, let me just call this one Tricky Dick.
Here's the thing. Say what you will about Nixon. I'll bet the guy could pick out a decent sandwich. You know, he might not be great at everything, but
The man did
doesn't
know
mean
very
he's
well the
important. He
sandwich.
probably could find a sandwich.
Hey, New Brook, what's
Solid
I don't
sandwich,
know.
good
I don't know
cutout.
that much
Gordon
about it.
Ramsay would be proud.
Thank you, Garfield. New Brook,
That's
welcome
awesome.
in.
How was it?
Can we? Is it really good? Is this also combines these salt, the savory, and the sweet? There's like fig in here or something sweet in here, and it's really good.
Yeah.
I really like it.
So you said it's what is it? Ham and the brie is a smooth cheese,
Is there like a sauce? Is there a Dijon or something?
or maybe like a balsam. Is there a balsamic glaze on there?
There is a glaze on there. I think it's like a. I don't know what kind though, but it's like a figgy. Maybe I don't know how to describe it, but it's great.
Fig's good stuff. That makes. I mean that would pair nicely with that for sure.
But our friend Nick New Baroque, so good to see you, the incredibly talented New Baroque. Can we give a shout to New Baroque in the chat so that we can all follow?
New Baroque.
Welcome in,
Hey,
friend.
New Baroque, what's going on?
And Daniel Berserk, good to see you too. Shout out to Daniel Berserk as well. So, I mean, Nick, I will let you give the name to the sandwich if you'd like to. How would you name this ham and brie sandwich? I'll show it to you again. Oh, thank you. Nice to catch your stream. Nice to see you tonight.
Look at that.
So give you another look at it. If you could name the
That
sandwich
sandwich
for
is
me,
not messing around.
for sure. And I think this might even have its own arugula on the bottom. Looks really good.
Oh, see.
That's a rocket sandwich.
When in doubt.
Rocket sandwich. I think it's gonna be a long, long time.
Exactly.
There you go. I was going with Roxette.
Oh, nice.
Going with
That's good too.
Rocket Sam. Rocket Sam.
Yeah, that's a wonderful reference there.
I'm very happy for you for your sandwichness.
Thank you.
We honestly, I made a huge batch of chili on Sunday, so we will probably be having not sandwich food tonight, but chili.
Unless we get like a piece of bread and just kind of sop up some of the chili. You can make a chili sandwich.
Not for long.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You would need a specific bread to make the chili sandwich work, though, because otherwise it would disintegrate.
Like a sourdough, like a dense sourdough. Yeah.
Richard, that is very true. That's my favorite salad. We were talking about that earlier.
New Baroque says, "Call it sandwiches eaten by Davey. Can it have its own Twitch stream? The sandwich gets its own Twitch stream. I love it."
Well, that's a good name. I like it. Now, as for our sandwiches, I think the most that I don't have a lot of sandwiches, but Impossible Burgers and things like that. You were talking about having, loving hamburgers and stuff when you were young, Davey. So I vibe with that.
I've had one.
We have a place. Yeah, they're pretty good.
Pretty good.
Oh yeah, Sloppy Joe's are chili sandwiches.
Yep.
You know what? I don't disagree with that at all. I think that's great.
There's a lot to it. I mean, it's a little sweeter maybe, but not even. I think it's pretty close, right? It's kind of there, right? Very close.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I once entered a grilled cheese contest.
This is a fun thing.
Ooh.
So that was fun. It was I think it was kind of neat because in order to prepare for it, I think I made 4 different types of grilled cheeses that were all like gourmet grilled cheese, and then cut it up into tiny bites so that our friends could try it and then tell me which one that they thought I should enter into the contest. It was cool.
Yeah.
I made a mashed potato patty to put on there for one of them.
It was one of the best things because we got to sample all of your creations, and vote on it. They were delicious.
I would love to try some of those out, Jen. Like, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It was fun.
Do you remember all the different kinds?
I made I think I made like a hummus grilled cheese. So it was like roasted red pepper, and then I don't remember the kinds of cheese that we used. It was like good stuff and like melty.
Like a Scottish white cheddar, maybe.
Like I think it wasn't hard. Like that's too hard
Gruyere.
of these. I think I went for stuff that melts better, but I don't remember because it's been like 10 years or something.
Cheese could probably save global warming and the planet.
Just one slice could reduce the ozone layer. I mean, really, it's just like, yeah.
Just throw it up there, see if it'll slice of American cheese.
I did no. I think there was a mashed potato patty on one of them.
That was my favorite.
There was roasted. Yeah, I like just made mashed potatoes kind of dense, and then I fried it like a pancake.
Oh, I'd love to try that.
And then put lots of cheese around it. I think there was a roasted red pepper grilled cheese too. That wasn't the hummus. It was just like. I don't remember everything though. I think I'm due. I should refresh and see if I can. What would I do now?
Jen, do you have a photo of this mashed potato patty grilled cheese sandwich?
No. This is like literally like 10 years ago.
Okay.
I wish I did, but there might have been a Munster involved.
Okay.
There might have been a Munster involved.
Like coating of mayo. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm sure that there was some attempt at mayonnaise, which I
attempted
scratch to be fancy.
That sounds like a good band name.
I was just saying, literally the same thing I was thinking. Attempted mayonnaise would be a great band name.
Yeah.
I would go to see
that.
that.
I think that's going on the list. We have a long list.
Oh, I love this so much.
I'm sorry to be on my phone, but I don't want to lose that one.
No sweat. You gotta make sure to remember these golden moments.
Attempted
maple syrup to the plate. That's so brilliant.
The one that we had the other day was yesterday's potatoes.
Yesterday's
potatoes. Hey everybody, thanks for coming out.
We're yesterday's.
How you doing, Cleveland? We're yesterday's potatoes.
You'd like a great Cleveland band too, actually.
Yeah, it sounds like a punk band to me.
Yesterday's potatoes definitely comes from Cleveland, I'm sure.
Oh man.
Or Irish band, maybe.
Well, it's just you're not expecting that kind of thing, but you're like making like a French toast grilled cheese kind of situation, and that doesn't sound like a bad thing to me.
Oh yeah, that's super smart.
Simon,
right there.
welcome. Thank you for the lurk.
What's going on? Safe travels, friend.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Daniel Berserk.
Red lights do count, Simon.
Red lights do count.
Yesterday's potatoes. No offense, in my European brain is Ohio. You're not far off. No offense. If you're speaking truth, it can't be really that offensive, right?
Simon says, "Do you have any extra sandwiches?" I do. Here's one. Would you like one? Have at it.
Simon's gonna be like, "I'll be right over."
Go, Simon.
Y'all aren't too far from each other, so
no.
Take it. Yeah, do it up, my friend.
Y'all could go eat.
Cheers. Daniel, thank you for the follow as well, Daniel Berserk, and yeah, great stuff. Safe travels, don't die. Yeah, definitely don't die. Yak Nose. Oh, hello, Yak Nose, by the way. Welcome in.
Yak Nose.
Yak Nose, hello.
It's good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you.
How are you? Thanks for coming in.
That's the Safe Travels Don't Die song by Lisa Hannigan, which is a great song. If you don't know it, you should watch the video for it. It's really, really lovely.
Your eyes are a means to it in. I will be sorry if due to your hurry you were hit by a lorry, my friend.
Wow.
So
that is not. Kevin sings wonderfully, but
that's just the indie girl thing.
He indie girled it.
She doesn't do it that bad. She has a light dusting of indie girl. Yeah.
I think it's her Irishness.
It could be that. Apologies.
I do appreciate Kevin.
No offense.
Having an actual term for that voice, because I know the indie girl voice too, and there's a very particular.
It's like a baby talk voice. Everyone talks like this. It's like, oh, I'm singing like this now.
I've seen vocal coaches do like dissect it, and it's really it's interesting.
It's. I mean, everyone. There are trends all the time, right? There's
Right.
different trends in different eras, and that seems to be the trend now. And it'll be interesting in 10 years what the next one is.
Jelly bracelets.
I'm waiting for the waitresses style to come back. I just want people to sing like, I don't even care about this, and I forgot cranberries at Christmas. I like I like the aloof punk stuff. You know, that's
Yeah.
one of my favorites. So
Patty Donahue, right? Yeah. Rest in
hopefully,
peace, Patty Donahue. That's right. Yeah. Gosh,
yeah.
I remember. Like Here's a question for you, Kev. Did the lady from the waitresses know how to sing? It's a loaded question, but
I think so.
interesting.
I mean,
Okay.
I think you could level that at Dylan or Jay Mascis from Dinosaur. I
Right.
like just because someone isn't necessarily doing operatic melismas doesn't mean they can't sing. And also it depends on how much you adhere to, uh, you know, our Western system of harmony. You know, other cultures, you know, things that we would consider to be pitchy are just microtones, and so I have a broader sense of spectrum when I'm listening to a singer. It has more to do with, are the lyrics compelling?
Right.
Is the voice, does it feel authentic or does it feel just trendy? Um, you know, because you can kind of tell the difference sometimes when people are just like, this is the new hip thing, so
Yeah.
I'm going to do that, which is fine. You know, if that's their way of expressing, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I'm always looking for like, what is the unique thing that they're doing that feels like it's real to them. It's especially important now because there's so much, you know, stuff that's easy to kind of manufacture. So I like
True.
that raw kind of authentic vibe. So,
Yeah. I'm a big
lo-fi stuff.
And for the record, I am a big fan of the waitresses too, and so them being from Ohio just makes that even better. Like I feel like,
Yeah.
well, you
Yeah.
both connected to them as well for that reason. Yeah, I got.
Yeah, not
I
from
actually
Ohio.
I didn't
know that
know
they
about
were. Yeah.
I didn't know about their Ohio linkage until after I liked them.
This is what happened to us in California too. We kept making friends with people who happened to be from Ohio.
Yeah.
We didn't find out until after we were friends.
So funny.
They were like all these really cool
weird.
people.
Yeah.
And I think we migrated because like they would do things like, you know, hold open doors for each other and, you know, just like this real Midwestern kind of folksy naivete or whatever.
Yeah.
And we're like, you're not from the West Coast, are you? Like, no. They're like, are you from Ohio? We're like, how did you know?
It was pretty funny.
Because you're nice. Like, it's like you can't be from
our
around
moms
here.
made us say please and thank you a lot. So, Richard said there's a place near me with one of my all-time favorite sandwiches: panko crusted eggplant, spicy goat cheese, bread and butter, pickle, spinach, unlightly toasted sweet potato. Oh man,
that sounds insane.
I would love to see a photo of that, Richard. Like that sounds amazing.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Garfield says, Davey, you eat that sandwich, but no more of that weird Mike Lag stuff. No, we got you, Garfield, absolutely. When these two wonderful people do their thing, of course, absolutely. You definitely got to get that in the clear.
No, it's not just an Ohio thing. It's just like certain things, like I would hold open the door for people at work, and they'd be like, "You don't have to do that." Like, it's not.
Yeah,
it's
we
so
didn't
not.
mean to
I
seem
didn't.
like
it's not that the
we have a
people.
monopoly
We actually
on
met
politeness.
lovely people out in California
Absolutely.
too. There was just kind of a weird.
And to be
like,
fair, we miss California every day. Like we loved it out there. It felt like home
Aw.
as soon as we landed. As soon as we were there, we were like, this is where we want to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, we hope to get back
It's just
out
a weird
someday.
thing that Ohio people tend to find each other really quickly. So
That's interesting.
just odd. That's just odd.
I will say, it just seems from my point of view, from my outsider point of view, being a Californian, that there are really creative people from Ohio. Like, it's kind of interesting how many people. The band Devo came from Ohio. Just to give you an
Yes.
example. Yeah.
Devo's from Akron, which is like very
where-
close to where I was born. Yeah. Yeah, and the theater district of Cleveland is like, so the Cleveland Symphony Orchestra was rated as like the best orchestra on the planet for a really long time. And a lot of that culture doesn't just stay contained to their symphony. It actually
it bleeds into other parts of their culture. So it's an interesting place. We're not from Cleveland, but it's an interesting place because you have these, you have this really rich classical tradition in a very working class city that's very diverse economically and ethnically, and it's kind of cool. But yeah, there are a lot of I think
A
we
lot of
might
music
have
schools
produced more
here.
astronauts than any other state.
Is that true?
We have
Wow.
Yeah.
a lot of astronauts came from
John
Ohio.
Glenn. I have to
John
say.
Glenn, yeah.
But we have a lot of music schools here that are really good.
Yeah.
So there are a lot, and there are art departments here. Like there's a lot of creativity that happens here. Because like, what else are you gonna do? Just you're just gonna look at cows all day. But
Yeah,
it's,
Ohio.
it's
That's
it's
right.
not bad.
Ohio, Cleveland has the second biggest theater district next to Broadway. It's huge,
Yeah.
and
That's cool, Ohio.
yeah, it's kind of wild. Columbus is an interesting. I feel like Cincinnati has a conservatory of music that's phenomenal, and Cleveland has multiple music schools that are just world class. And Columbus has good music schools. I think it's getting better, but like they were focused on other stuff here
I
in
gotcha.
Columbus compared to I think the other two. So it's what is it that our friend said about Ohio? Like it's not bad, and it's really like there's a lot of good stuff going on. We do miss California, to be
Aw.
clear, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of good stuff going on here too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Like there's awesome stuff happening in both spots. Hello, horror host Joe. Welcome, my friend. Can we give a shout out to horror host Joe?
What's up?
Hey, horror
good to
host
see you.
Joe, good to see you.
Yep.
Aliens. That's the big issue.
What you mean, like from outer space aliens, or like?
I think that's how I'm taking it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that. That's.
I'm
giving you the
choosing to
benefit
take
of
it that
I'm
way.
gonna choose to
choosing
take it that way as well. Yeah. I do as well.
Yeah, you've
Best roller
got
coasters
Cedar
in the
Point
country,
up
huh?
there.
Interesting.
Cedar Point.
I will
Mhm.
challenge. I will test this out and check it and report my findings. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's an interesting place.
Mhm.
But the world is an interesting place.
Yeah, very
Full
much
of
so.
interesting people.
Find good and bad everywhere you are. So
True.
that's what we try to have as
Yeah.
our approach.
All right. Well, folks, I do appreciate all your comments, and by the way, there's some really great stuff as far as Ferret says that making Munster and Colby Jack grilled cheese instead of butter by coating them in. I think you talked about that a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I have to try this.
This show makes me hungry, Davey.
I know. You should have a warning label.
I know. It's what
Oh
I can't help it. It's just I'm like probably 90% of the time people go, "Oh my gosh, I'm all hungry now. I came here now. I want to eat something." Like I get it.
Usually a sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
Probably
Whatever
want to
you
eat a
get, yeah.
sandwich.
High probability a sandwich, yeah. So now I want to, because you have some of the coolest chats, one of the coolest chats on Twitch. So I'm gonna give the coolest chat on Twitch, in conjunction with our sandwich show chat, a chance to ask you questions as well. So now it's your all's turn to ask the questions. I'll tell you how to do it in a minute. In what we call America's favorite moment in Twitch broadcasting.
To the dance, it's time for random questions. Good stuff. Ask us anything.
All right, you heard the group, everybody. Ask us anything. Use exclamation point question and your question. Enter all of that into the chat, and we'll take your questions in order in the queue as we go. Simon, you have asked the single most requested question in the history of the show. Is a hot dog considered a sandwich? And to that, I say yes, it is. But what do you all think about it? What's your take on that?
I would definitely agree.
Cool.
Yeah, and I don't
It's
think you need to do
it's
anything
almost
crazy.
enclosed completely. So
Mhm.
it's, although there is a taco adjacency there
Mhm.
that you could make a claim for. So you could go bold and say actually a hot dog is a taco.
Wow.
I don't agree with
controversial.
that so much. I've heard that used before.
Like a soft taco.
Yeah,
Taco dog.
but it's too big. A taco needs to like have a thin like tortilla.
Wait, are you
thing.
saying? I'm not gonna say it.
Hot dog is a
I'm not gonna
taco,
make the joke.
right? Is that what we're?
I got
Hot dog is a taco.
I'm not sure about that.
I I mean, it's
I think
a
it's a
similar
sandwich at least.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then if you want to,
Mhm.
if you want to get into the weeds, the hot dog weeds, which actually those little, what are those little cat? What's the plant that looks like a hot dog on a stick?
Oh, cattail.
Cattails. Yeah. So if you want to get in the weeds with your cattails.
Okay.
and
Okay.
hot dogs.
Sandwich adjacent. Yeah, I think that sounds good, Crickster. All right, but thank you, Simon, for
like that,
starting us
Crickster.
off. I like it.
Thanks, Ivan.
And
Bagel dog.
Crickster says, "What about a bagel dog? The one's fully wrapped in a bagel tube."
Wait, a bagel tube?
Well, just like there's the bagel, and then they stick the dog in the hole.
Well, no, they make a bagel. No,
Trying to
Right?
figure
I
this
don't.
out.
I don't think I've seen this kind of thing. But is it like a instead of the bagel being like a bagel, they make it like a cannoli kind of situation? Is it that?
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering, is the bagel like basically a hot dog bun but with bagel accents? So like an everything bagel bun or something like that? Cause
Asiago
yeah, I'm wondering that too.
or a raisin bread hot dog.
Would you do that, Jen? Would you try that? I might actually
No,
try that.
I would. I don't think so. I only recently tried
Mhm.
a raisin bagel for the first time. I
You had a thing
avoided
about
them.
raisins for a long
I
time.
had a very tricky thing about raisins. And and then I was just like,
You want to
okay,
tell them why, or you want to keep that to yourself?
I'll keep it.
Okay.
But I decided I wasn't going to hate them anymore. Like, what had they ever done to me? Nothing. So I decided I wasn't going to hate them. I still don't love them, but they're not bad. Like, so
You know the,
the
raisins
cinnamon
aren't
raisin.
sentient, though. So
You don't know.
I don't know. You're right. Thanks for
Panpsychism
keeping
says
me honest.
maybe.
That's panpsychism.
Sorry.
Oh no, it's good.
So anyway, I tried a cinnamon raisin bagel and it wasn't bad. It wasn't my favorite thing, but I did okay. Why am I talking about this?
Yeah, I don't know either,
raisins on the
but I
I don't
appreciate
know
your
what
brain.
happened.
but I appreciate your sentiment on it. You came
I
around on
appreciate your
raisin
sentiment
bagels.
on the raisin bagel.
Bet you didn't think that was gonna happen on the stream tonight, folks. Eh? Right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, South is I'm so hungry.
There are so many questions in the chat. I think it scrolled past the next
no.
one.
Yeah, no, Garfield, let's calm down. I mean, look, if you don't like raisins, that's fine, but we don't need to get aggressive about it. But all right,
Yep.
let's see about this. Oh, okay, this is a bagel croissant dog. So I've just gotten a photo of it. Let me show it to you here on stream, everybody.
Okay.
So here, if we go zoom into this one, we will see it together. Okay, so this is a bagel dog. But although it is a bagel dog, it's a bagel dog, but it's kind of wrapped around kind of the way you would wrap
Looks
a
like
croissant.
a pig in a blanket, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same
That
thing.
doesn't seem sandwichy to me.
That doesn't look like a bagel. That's like you were saying, it's a croissant.
Yeah,
That seems like a different.
Although it is meant to be like I don't.
That's a
think you
different
cut
phylum, I
it,
think.
you know,
in the kingdom of.
It's like Tostino's
sandwiches.
pizza rolls. Yeah. It's just a different thing, you know. It's a
Ohio's weighed in,
snack
so
adjacent
no bagel
food.
there.
no bagel there. Okay,
Agreed.
More of a savory cannoli. Yeah, I kind of think it's like more pastry in that scenario, even if it
looks
is
like
a bagel.
like Pillsbury crescent roll situation going on.
Yeah.
Nothing says loving like my new crescent. Yeah.
If you use I have seen the Pillsbury croissant rolls for those as well. And
yeah, absolutely.
they're great. I would definitely.
I just want to say I love that you say croissant rolls and not crescent rolls. I just
I'm a new crescent rolls. Poke me in the belly. Salad said I should eat it just to be sure.
You should.
That's good logic.
just
I
to
like
make
that.
sure.
They have new ones from New York bagels.
Okay, cool. Richard says for me a bagel has to be one of poppy seed, pumpernickel, or sun-dried tomato. Really interesting. Nice. Okay. I mean that's the great thing about bagels.
We did have a question.
Yeah.
I had a question scrolling up. Let me see. Where did it go?
Is it Ohio's question?
Lost.
I have it in queue.
Yeah, you have it about Ohio?
I do. So is Cincinnati in Ohio or Kentucky?
So yeah, officially it's in Ohio. But there's definitely cultural influence, I think,
Mhm.
between both states, and
Kentucky.
so that's yeah,
Isn't that what people say? Kentucky.
possibly, yeah. So I think there are aspects of both wonderful cities, or well, wonderful locations, because one's a city and one's a state. But
We've gone down there for a few shows. Like we got to see Juliana Hatfield down there,
Mhm.
and that was incredible. And there were a couple of shows that we saw in the last couple of years down there, and it's a really really neat city.
yeah,
But it
they've got some cool
definitely
stuff going on.
like it feels geographically, like topographically, and culturally, it feels a little more Kentucky than it does Ohio. But it's
You
we
feel
get to
that way
claim it.
about Cincinnati, really?
Mhm.
I don't know.
Parts of it.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, is it's got different regions, so
Mm-hmm.
depends on where you're hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
There are definitely some like nice kind of like artisanal bars and restaurants and things where they're doing some interesting cocktails and sandwiches and other meals and things, and have some cool art stuff going on. So
Mhm.
it just depends where you're hanging out. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I'm with you, Ohio.
Yep.
I'm with you.
Yeah. I feel like it's both too.
It can definitely have.
It is unique in that way.
It definitely. I mean, from what I know about it, it has vibes of both. And am I correct in assuming that Louisville is like right next to there? So like, would Louisville also have that same question, that same
It's not
conundrum?
Louisville. I think it's more like, is it Lexington that's right
Lexington,
on the
Oh,
other
okay, it's
side? Because I
Lexington.
think Louisville's a little. And by the way, when you say Louisville, you have
Louisville,
to swallow your tongue.
Oh, okay,
Louisville,
Louisville.
Louisville. It's pronounced Louisville.
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 Like,
I
You're
like this
right.
question from Garfield. I have a non-food related one.
Okay.
If I can jump in here, most important thing to think about during your day-to-day life. I like questions like that.
I don't know if it's skipping the queue, but
Oh
I'm
yeah,
looking forward
yeah.
to getting
Sorry,
to it.
Really,
I'm going off
it's
the
not in
grid.
the
Don't
queue,
listen to
but
me.
there's nothing else in the
Don't
queue
listen to
anyway,
me.
so it should be all right. So,
Okay.
yeah, Garfield, good question. Well, how would you tackle that, friends?
Well, I think this gets into like what's the meaning of life, kind of, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like uh, there's this idea that you are what you think about, right? So the things that you are the five people that you hang out with the most, or whatever. Like how you spend your life and what you think about ends up defining, who you are and how you present yourself to the world. Um, so then I guess the question that's related to that is, what do you think is the meaning to your existence, if there is one? Um, and it's different for everyone, but I think it's simply to try to um, be kind and enjoy the experience. So if you can do both of those at the same time, I think you're living a pretty good life. Try every situation that you find yourself in, try to make it a more positive experience for the people that you interact with, and try to appreciate the things that you are experiencing while you have them. So
Yep. And the only thing I'd add is, it's very much in line with what Kevin said. Um, everybody, two things. Everybody has very limited time. It's cosmically, we're here for just a blink. And you don't know everybody's story. You don't know what's going on with people. So slow your roll and don't be a jerk.
yeah, yeah.
Because you never know where people are coming from.
So
And they didn't ask to get here through their circumstances, and
most of
so
our situation is luck, the
It's so true.
situation we find ourselves born into, and the circumstances that help to direct some. We have some influence over things, but so much of it is, kind of being carried by the stream. And so if you try to approach your interactions with empathy and compassion for the people that you experience, then everyone, like Jen was saying, can just kind of slow down, be a little bit slower to anger, and a little bit quicker to be compassionate. So
I love that so much, Kev. Jen, great comments as well. It's great. Like, I think one part of being nice and being accommodating is like just appreciation and gratitude for what you do have. And it's one of those things where you don't even know how good you have things in certain aspects of life
right,
until you see the other side, or until you don't have it
yeah,
anymore. And
yeah.
it's
right.
yeah. You're right. Like, how much of that do you control? Like, very little, honestly.
Right. There's trillions of like causal influences that are moving through us that we can't track. You know, the things that make up my genetics, my chemical structures, you know, the experiences that I happen to be in the way of or in surface of or causing myself. Um, all of that stuff, it's really hard to pinpoint what you can control. So you do the best that you can. Um, but if you have the patience, if you cultivate some patience, then um, I think that makes the world a little bit gentler and nicer for everyone to hang out in. So.
Yeah, that's very well said. You know, and if more people had that attitude you do on this, Kev, like I think the world would be a much better place because it would just be people can be more understanding across the board. It's a beautiful thing. You know, when let me see. Crickster says the most important thing to think about currently, freedom is near and all the stress will pass. Don't let it kill me on the way. I hope that it does, Crickster. Absolutely. That's
absolutely, Crickster.
Yeah.
And then all you can do is the next thing in front of you, right?
Mm-hmm. Word, that's all we know, and it is positive for everybody around too, says Garfield. Yeah, I love that, Garfield. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So thank you for your question. I don't know whose question that was. Oh, that was Garfield's question. Thank you for your question.
That was Garfield's question. That was a great question.
That when Odie and Normal are around, can you manifest those things too? I mean, I know that won't be easy, but you know, I do hope that you have that patience. It's not easy with, especially with Normal. Like that'd be hard.
Normal. I haven't thought about Normal for a while.
Is that a character from?
So, yeah, that was Garfield's kind of cute nemesis. It was a cat that was so cute and perfect, and Garfield like resented them because they were just like the prize cat.
Chef cat.
His chef cat.
They were Chef Cat from Bob's Burgers.
Yeah.
Choosy cats choose Chef Cat. I can't remember.
In fairness to Garfield, Normal definitely was full of himself, like throughout the series history. So I mean, I'll give him that.
It's been a while since I've read it, read the lore, the Garfield lore. So
it's not canon. It's not canon.
It's normal fan fiction.
That'd be funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Crick says I can't die yet. Yeah, for China snacks, I'm trying to give you. Well, thank you very much for thinking of me there. Okay.
Aww, that's sweet.
Yeah. A lot of good snacks out there in the world. That's something I learned this year, or this year and last year too. But, yeah. Okay, so we have some sports questions coming up. But first, this question for me, here it is. If there existed one of these, would you make your next vehicle purchase a purple car or truck or van or any other?
Yes.
Yes? Nice.
That's easy as hell to answer.
Yes,
wait,
everything purple.
That's Davey's question?
Yeah.
That's Davey's question. Everything purple. The entire, if the world could just be blanketed in a purple hue, that sounds great to me. Purple colored glasses. That's what I want to wear. Yeah. Purple colored lenses. I started. Yeah. I'll stick with that answer and keep it short. Yep.
Phenomenal. I love that, y'all. That's great. And I do hope I get to see a photo of this if it does come to fruition. Like that sounds great. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a purple bicycle.
I have a purple bike. Yeah.
Cool. Well, purple is a fairly common color for bicycles, I think. So that's a good call. Yeah.
It's like a metallic purple. It's kind of like a silver purple, so it's a little darker, but
okay.
Slurple. That's great.
Is that what you go with the car too, like a shiny metallic purple, kind of like the Vikings?
I've been really liking the matte finishes that are now popular. I know some people there's a backlash against them, but I kind of like it.
Okay.
So
kind of a flat paint kind of thing.
I like but I also like the sparkle. I like it all, Davey. I'm open to it all if it's purple.
I dig it. All right, so thank you for. Well, I guess I'm thanking myself for that question. Oops.
Thank you for asking.
Thank me for the question.
Anytime we want to talk about purple,
you're very welcome.
Obsessed with it. So
I love it. Crickster's question: what is the best pro football team, the Bengals or the Bengals?
Are you talking about the band from the 80s? Because I think that they're the best football team.
Close your eyes. Give me your hand.
No,
Football.
it's whoever you say it is.
Yeah, we're the wrong people to ask for that. I would say, yeah,
Mhm.
I'm going with Jen's answer.
Okay.
Whoever you love is the best.
I grew up in the city where the Pro Football Hall of Fame is, and it was kind of like a big, I don't know. It's such a violent sport. Like, I just worry everybody's going to get hurt. There's so much crunching and,
Nice, Crickster.
Yeah.
you know. So, anyway, but I think I got my fill of footballness back in the day.
Gotcha.
But I don't begrudge anybody. My brother's still super into it. Like, he follows all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't have anything against it. I'm just not that intrigued by it. I guess
it makes me nervous.
I don't spend a lot of time with it.
Oh,
Really think people
hello,
have-
Blind Busker. Welcome in. The Blind Busker is in. Says, hey, how's it
Hi,
going?
Hey, Blind Busker, what's going on?
And
Good to see you.
I love
Thanks
that you
for being
guys are
here.
still
the
singing.
entire
that.
chat
That's
is
so
singing
I
along
know.
the song now. Yeah, yeah. Can you feel my heartbeat? Do
Oh,
you
that's
feel
so
the
good.
same?
We're all just watching Susanna Hoffs, you
Yeah.
know, look up
Yeah.
longingly at the stage lights.
Do you do that on stream? Is that one of your songs on your song list? Like,
We have done it.
oh, nice. Okay.
We
Yeah.
learned it.
Jen's old college
My
roommate.
college roommate, who's just one of the coolest people. She and her husband invited us to play a show in their backyard. I've never seen so many like
They are
June
amazing
bugs,
musicians too.
in my life. We were getting pelted with beetles the whole time. Anyway, they're incredible musicians.
Shout out to Bell House.
And they wanted to do a group, like all of the bands that performed. They wanted us to all sing that song together at the end. So we learned it for that show.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's like a little super group song.
It was cool.
It is cool.
That was really fun.
Oh. June bugs are painful and
June
violent.
bugs are painful and
Yeah.
violent,
They
Crickster.
seriously,
That is
there
true.
were
Like
so
it was a
many.
weird situation. We were trying not to have them in our mouths. Like it was.
I'm singing like, and I'm like blocking it because they were.
They had to
like
bring
hundreds
fans
of
out,
them
and I'm like, I have
landing all over us. It was.
Yeah.
It was a scene.
It was quite the show. That's probably it was definitely the buggiest gig we've ever
By
played.
far.
The buggies.
Like, by far.
Yeah.
It was either
memorably buggy.
Well, it's either the buggiest or the featurist the gig you ever had.
That was great.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love it.
IT jokes, yay! I love it.
Let's see. Onward in the queue. Thank you for your question, Crickster. Great. Love to hear from you, of course. Let me see. Richard says my favorite U.S. pro sports team name is the Seattle Kraken, as a Scandinavian sea monster. That's beautiful.
That's a pretty cool name.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool name.
That is cool. I like that.
Yeah, they did a great job with that name. Like, that's a terrific call.
That's a fantastic name.
Yeah.
Crickster said their legs are sticky and they get stuck in your hair.
They do get stuck in your
thank
hair.
you.
They totally get stuck in your hair.
Ah.
Yeah. So then you have to put your summer scarf over your head
Flashbacks.
and try to. It was an intense.
Like, you almost need a
30
screen
minutes.
door for your body. Like, you just got to put like.
Why don't we just wear screen door clothes?
Right. Exactly.
That's the answer. Just like mesh.
It's a phone booth
If
that
we
you
could,
wear.
if we could get
of
like
screens.
if we could get Lord to sport a mesh costume and make it popular, and have that trend, then we could all be bug free. You know.
I love it a lot. Let me say. Oh, by the way, let me give a shout to our friend, the Rusty Panda. What's up, Panda? Fellow variety streamer. Give her a friend Apollo.
Hey there, Panda.
Good to see you, Panda. We have your question come up in just a minute or so. So let's get to these other ones first. Okay, horror host Joe. Next question. What inspires you to write songs, Jen and Kev?
So being alive, processing the whole experience of being a sentient being, who grapples with knowing over the course of most of your life you realize that it's going to end. That so it's not a pick me up, but honestly, like trying to cope with the limited nature of this, and also the I like thinking about the fact that there is infinity between two endpoints. It kind of blows my mind. Like between 0 and 1, there's infinity. And so I like thinking about there are these finite points, and we are born and we die, and there's this infinite amount of experience and internal and external that you can have between these two finite points. So I don't know. Kevin writes most of our songs, but that's the first thing that comes to mind in terms of what inspires songwriting.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good answer.
Yeah.
Jen and I have a lot of conversations about just mortality in life and living a good life and Zen and what we're inspired by on any given week. But I guess for me, it's kind of, I don't want to say it's the wrong question, but I get dark if I don't create. Like it's just a compulsion more than anything. I think my parents were big influences, and both very creative people. And I grew up in a household where that was just very supported. So anything that I wanted to do, imagination, manifesting in reality, they were like, yeah, try it, So whether it's music or visual art or photography or animation or, um, anything, I'm happiest when I'm making things. And so inspiration is kind of just the constant backdrop because we're all having experiences at any moment in time. So anything could be inspiring. Could be watching an ant, crawling along a pipe. It could be wrestling with the fact that your loved ones are close to the end.
Oh,
and everything
yes.
in between.
Yeah.
So I think if you're trying to stay tuned to the present experience that you're having, there's a wealth of interest to be kind of harvested, I guess, for creative work. One of my favorite Zen koans is, if you find something boring, do it again. If you find it boring still, do it 5 more times, do it 20 more times, do it 1,000 more times, and eventually you realize it's not boring at all, but quite interesting, because there are nuances and subtleties and details that are there to be unearthed if you're looking for them. So.
Yeah, I mean, as music goes, it's absolutely true. I mean, imagine how many times either of you would play an original song, or even just a song, or even a cover song. Like you just do it again and again and again. You kind of discover new things about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah. So thanks for the question. Yeah, absolutely. Garfield says, "I just pooped my pants." Could also be an inspiration. Virtually anything, I guess so. Passion, maybe. Yeah, definitely. Definitely on that. Joe, thank you for your question. Great stuff. So,
thank you.
Thank you.
Great answers, friends, too, I should mention. Like, yeah.
We're nothing if not verbose sometimes.
Let me expand on that a little bit.
I didn't. I was only scratching the surface there. So I'll be here for. Do you have 4 hours? Because
I love it. Okay. Richard says, Davey, your fellow LA Denzian, the wonderful streamer Emily Anderson says, I will write a song about absolutely anything.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Absolutely.
I've been to, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Emily's great.
100%. Emily Anderson's cool.
Emily.
Channel's
Shout out.
Yeah. Shout out Emily Anderson. I think I'm representing. Let me go throw that Emily Anderson Music. I think is the channel handle. Yes, there it is. Yeah, give Emily a look.
Sweet.
Yeah, thank you, Gaffer. Great answer,
Thanks,
really.
Richard.
Yeah,
that's great.
Love that, Richard, as well. All right, so let's go to Ohio's question. Who says, "What is your favorite Ohio-based food item, and why is it Buckeyes?"
And why is it Buckeyes
Why
or
is it
isn't
Bug
it
Eyes?
Buckeyes?
Hell of a question there.
Okay, that question has twists and turns.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Kenny.
A big reveal. That's like a Shyamalan dessert question. Yeah. Do you want to? You probably have better answers for this. I'm pretty boring when it comes to.
I have a
food
hard
stuff.
time picking favorites because I go through different moods and I love cooking so much. So it would have to be somewhere where I can't recreate it easily on my own. Which would mean I'm probably going to actually go with Seitan's Realm.
Really?
With their vegan Reuben.
Wait, so that's the.
That's my
what was
favorite
the question again?
Ohio-based
Okay.
food.
That's your. Oh man, I didn't know that. I'm learning new things tonight. I knew you liked it, but I didn't know that
I
you would
can't
put it
make that
on the
easily.
top of your list.
I can't make it easily. So much of the other stuff that we like, if we dine out, I'm like, yeah, I could do that. I could do that. I could do that, and I end up learning how to make those things. But seitan is it is a beast that needs taming, and I have not yet successfully done that.
Oh.
It takes an enormous amount of effort, but it's cool.
Wow.
How about
I mean,
you?
I definitely have different places that would be places that I like to go to.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm still looking for my favorite. Like when we had Little Palace.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a joke.
No, I don't.
They had a really good vegetarian gyro that was like our go-to late night food, and they had really great steak fries.
But I only know of like Ohio-based foods. There's Skyline Chili in Cincinnati.
There's honey.
Well, no, like things that are like specifically Ohio brand. You have like Skyline
Jenny's.
Chili. You have Jenny's ice cream.
Jenny's ice cream is
okay. So that's really good stuff. Yeah. And Buckeyes, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I never really got into Buckeyes as much.
What was the name of the
They're
pizzeria
alright.
though? Isn't there a pizza too? Like there's a. I know of a really good. I've been told that this pizza is really good too. Like I try to remember what it was though. But
is it Krause's Pizza in Northeast Ohio? Because that place is dumb. It's so dumb.
Oh yeah.
How good it is. Oh my god. I've never. Everybody says like, oh, you've never had any pizza like this, and it's usually it's a thick crust pizza, or like hand tossed, or it's a Sicilian style, or it's a thin crust pizza. That's basically like the realm of pizza. And then there's Krause's, which honestly I haven't ever had anything like except at Krause's. It's a German style pizza, and it is the breadiest.
It's a lot of
It is.
bread.
If you look up it's Kraus.
It's like
and
a
then
gluten coma.
And then you get the topper on it, and it doesn't look like a pizza. It looks like something else.
I'm looking this up now.
If you're ever in Ohio, try to get yourself one because it's dumb.
You'll like Pat's comment there too, Jen.
I went down a DIY seitan rabbit hole years ago and tried making my own Euro style meat. It was decent, but I didn't stick with it to the point of really. Yeah, it's
hard to work with sometimes.
I have not successfully, because you have to like steam it or add it with, the gluten with lentils or the gluten with tofu or whatever, and then the procedure of it, and there's definitely an alchemy to it, and the people down at that restaurant like they know what they're doing so well. So they've got like roast beef, and they've got I think the Reuben is corned beef. It's
in a pizza?
I think.
Or is it?
No.
No.
Okay. We jumped the track a bit.
Oh,
that was
no,
the
okay,
Seitan's
gotcha.
place. Yeah.
I thought of something.
Yeah.
The two things.
Yeah.
There's Woodhouse, which is a vegan place that we go to.
So dumb good.
And it's really, really delicious. And then Parable is this nice cocktail bar. And the people that work there are very dedicated to their craft. And so really delicious drinks. But they had some pastry, something that we had.
Dumb.
And I can't even remember what it was. But I still have dreams about this thing.
Really?
It was so dumb how good it was.
And it was on a whim. Like we didn't know about it. We didn't read about it. We weren't going there intentionally for that. It just happened to be there, and we had it. And we were like, oh my god!
Yeah, it was.
It was like being inside a French chef's imagination or something. It was like so
otherworldly.
High praise.
Yeah. So I can't think of like Columbus. So we never did the what was it, hot chicken takeover, like chicken and waffles, because we don't eat chicken. And Skyline Chili, I think they make a vegetarian version, but we haven't gotten into that. So I don't know that there's like an Ohio brand food that we really get into. But those are some things around our area. That
For a
we
while,
like.
bacon was like a big that everybody was
It's
doing.
everybody.
I think that's everywhere.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Friends,
it reminds me of Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
You know,
Which is Indiana, which is
bring
basically
me
Ohio.
all the bacon. I think you may have misheard me.
I wouldn't complain. Ohio, thank you for your question. That's phenomenal stuff. By the way, have any of you been to Donato's? Like, just another pizzeria in Ohio I know of. Okay.
It is, yeah, and I think it's based in Columbus, and the owner for a while had he still does, had a music venue here. Is a musician himself, yeah.
Cool.
Which one is that?
Donato's.
No, which is the venue?
Basement, maybe.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember.
Gotcha.
Sweet. Saying hello to the Prog Rock Piano Bar, our good friend Kenny in the chat. What's up, Kenny? Good to see you.
Hi.
Shout out to Kenny.
Hey, Kenny, what's going on?
A great appreciator of the prog rock scene, of course, and we'll hang out with Kenny tomorrow night on our program.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's good to see you again, Kenny. So here's a photo of the stupid pizza that Jen described a little bit ago. Here it is. So
yeah, dumb,
wow,
how good that
look
is.
at that.
Look how dumb that is.
Finding it.
Amazing.
That's so dumb. It's so you have to understand that is like this thick, and it's not like Sicilian pizza where it's covered in oil. It's just really bready.
Wow.
So like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Amazing.
And so that doesn't even have the topper. The topper, they just put like a whole other layer on top of
bread
it
and cheese
of bread and
on
cheese
top of it.
on top of the pizza.
So
it's like a pizza sandwich.
It's a pizza sandwich.
Kraus, this is pizza sandwich.
That's right.
Look at
I'm so
that.
excited.
We invented a term. I love it. Congrats. Well, that's great. Phenomenal, friends. Phenomenal. Now, Panda did say earlier in the chat, this sounds like a challenge. This is Davey. This is the challenge. I think you're right. Panda has very spirited opinions about pizza. And Davey, the day has come. Pizza can be a sandwich. There you go, Panda. That's your thing. I love it.
You gotta go to Northeast Ohio, go to Kraus's Pizza,
It's
and
happened.
ask for whatever kind of pizza.
I'll
with
tell
a
you
topper.
what. It's. I would say I like. Jen's right. Like I don't get like super gung ho about pizza and stuff, but it is a good pizza.
And it is unusual.
And it
I
is
don't think you'll
different
have
than
anything.
a lot of the pizzas that you're likely to find.
There it is. Yeah.
It's more. It's bread with a hint of pizza. It's like if you want like really taste like a tasty loaf of bread, and then like let's make it kind of pizza flavored. It's not quite that extreme.
Yeah.
But
close.
Yeah.
It's a pizza sandwich for sure.
Ohio said, Jen, I'm adding Kraus's to my list.
I love that so much.
Just whatever you do, make sure you order it with a topper.
With the
That's
topper.
the
That is
topper.
key. If you don't
So you could
do
just
that,
go like cheese
you're not
pizza
getting
with
the
a
full
topper.
experience.
Yeah.
And they have potato wedges that come with
Oh my
what they call them, JoJo's.
How big are the JoJo's? They must be huge.
They're like
the
potatoes as big as your head.
So like the big russets, they cut them from that. So they're
They're like it's like it's
I
a
think they're
serious
double
potato
fried.
wedge. Yeah.
Wow.
I haven't had.
It's like half a potato.
I don't think I've had
like
Kraus's since like 2019.
JoJo's like
Well,
Mojo's.
Quickster, be safe.
I don't know if JoJo's are like Mojo's because Mojo's would be kind of sliced across the potato, where I think the JoJo's are sliced on the side, meaning the long side, lengthwise. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Quickster, I hope you're okay. I hope everything works out.
Quickster, hang in there. Yeah, be safe, Quickster. It's kind of the entirety of Southern California right now is kind of having these gusts of wind gusts. So
70 miles.
It's a little frightening because like if another fire breaks out similar to the one today with Palisades fire, that is going to be chaos. I mean, it's already chaos, but it's going to be more chaos. You know what I mean? Like it's so.
Right.
Be safe, everybody. Yeah. It's the beginning of the end of days.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Because there's a pizza sandwich. Is that?
No, we're talking about the wind. and Kenny did have a funny comment. Like
I was trying to lighten the mood.
Oh,
Once
you,
they
Kev.
started, there was going to be an end. That's how this will go.
Oh yeah.
Prog Rock says
another pick me up.
You'll sink wicked if I blow away.
If we'll see you tomorrow, Armageddon, depending.
Armageddon, depending.
Contingent
right.
on world ending. Yes.
Well, I hope everyone stays safe.
Yeah.
Sending good thoughts.
Definitely.
Yeah.
California loves their fires for some reason. Well, I mean, I don't know if we love them, but they love us.
Yeah.
Fires love us, that's
Such
for sure.
an unfortunate thing.
Let's see. Let's keep going with the quick queue. So many great questions today.
Yeah,
everybody.
this is fun.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us again, Davey.
Yeah,
I
thank
really
you
appreciate
so
this.
much.
This is really fun. We were looking forward to it.
So fun hanging out with you.
The feeling is mutual. Thank you
And
so much for being a part of
Marshmallows,
this. And I'm so glad we put this together. You know, like
Yeah. Well, it's a lot of work for you to do what you do, and
Thank
it
you.
doesn't go unnoticed. We really do appreciate all that you're doing to, bring people this, lovely situation, this lovely scene
Mhm.
and atmosphere that you create, and it brings people together in ways that they need to.
Yeah.
They need to find community. So thank you for all that you're doing.
That's really
I
nice of you to
appreciate
say, Kev. Thank you. And it's a labor of love for me too. You know, I think when we have cool people like yourselves on, it makes the job so much easier. And so it's so much nice to have you
Thank
here, and your chat too. Like your all's communities really came through tonight.
Well,
Aw.
thank you.
Yeah. Oh,
It's-
no worries.
yeah,
Trick.
it's Tuesdays aren't a night that we're often on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's nice to see see folks from our chat in here. Our
Yeah.
community is really, really lovely.
Crickster, no worries.
Yeah.
You're not being
no.
dark. You're just being honest. You're going through
Yeah.
something
Well,
intense right now, and we really, our hearts go out to you. I hope you're safe.
And also, it's incredibly thoughtful that you're like, I just wanted to say thank you and good night in
Yeah.
case I just,
Yeah, that's really
in
nice.
case a
We've
tree
enjoyed
falls on my
spending
house and
time
I
with
didn't
you.
have a chance to tell you. Okay.
yeah.
We've really enjoyed spending time with you
Yeah.
too, Crickster.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you.
for
Yeah.
hanging out.
Simon
and,
said adds
stay safe.
marshmallows to shopping list.
I echo that.
Simon
Chris.
also in California.
Oh, that's right,
Simon.
Simon. Are you hanging in there? Are you
That's right.
doing all right, Simon? I mean, I know like it's been crazy. Even if you're in Northern California, I don't even know if Northern California is safe at this moment. These winds are nuts. But I hope you're hanging in there, Simon, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did tell Jen and Kev folks before starting the stream, like, I might have a power outage tonight. I might be forced to evacuate. But so far, so good. So.
Just nuts.
Yeah, for sure. The positive, the wind is blowing Davy's way. I might get to fly by and wave. Okay. I dig it. But the wind is blowing the fire away from where I am. So that's good news. That's a good news. So I'm solid for now. So and honestly, this has been, thank you. I was going to wait till after stream to say this, but I'll say it now. Like, thank you too. Cause like, you're kind of helping me through helping through the night too. This has been so much fun and I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It means the world to us.
Thank you.
you.
Yeah. Meanwhile in Missouri, 12 inches of snow and ice. Rusty
I
can.
know. And
Oof.
man, I'll tell you what, lugging our trash bin from the back of the house to the freaking front of the street through all the snow. And I was dumb and I was wearing sneakers instead of boots. And so I'm just like, I look like some little kid, like trying to coax a woolly mammoth, or something. And I'm like slipping all over the place. It was a comical
It's a little
scene.
dicey, but
I kind of looked around a little bit, like, is anybody noticing how
there's a
much
bunch
of
of
a
kids
buffoon?
outside with their
They're all
phones
like,
pointed your way.
stealth videoing me. This is gonna be trending.
That's
in a
how we
second.
got on TikTok.
That's right. We haven't been.
We have not
And
really.
That was our
which
debut.
I think you got another week.
Yeah, that's right.
I was going to
that's
say, we're
right.
going to build our following here real quick. We got
We've
10
waited.
days.
We've waited long enough. Now's our time to shine.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, let's see. Kenny says, "Can you guys please talk louder? The dogs outside are barking so fucking loud I can't hear anything." Oh no, sorry about that, Kenny. Yikes.
Oh. I hope they settle down.
Yeah. Same.
Or maybe they're keeping you safe from something nefarious.
Oh yeah.
And who knows?
And yeah, marshmallows sound great. Kat says, "I wish I had a giant house and could offer y'all a spot in Florida when the stuff was looming." Oh man.
Kat, that's really nice
sweet.
of you.
Yeah. But I guess one thing I would say too, like, we've been talking a lot about how fire is like a huge thing in California and ice is apparently a huge thing in Missouri. And And I think everybody's got something. Like there is no perfect place
Yeah.
to live.
That's true. I was
Yeah.
going to say with Florida, you have to deal with the inclement weather there too. So um, Ohio's looking pretty good, y'all. Don't come. Shh.
No, come on,
There's
come on.
bumper
You guys
stickers
will
like
make it cooler.
there are bumper stickers are like Ohio, don't tell anyone.
Yep.
Because
That's
like
true.
when the apocalypse comes, this is going to be like the place to hide from the zombies.
you might be onto something there, Kev. Absolutely. You know.
I-
You know. Now, don't knock it till you tried it or till there's a zombie apocalypse, and then you'll be like,
That's right. Words to live by.
All right, let's go to Panda's question. The Rusty Panda asks, "What would you tell someone who dabbles in piano and guitar to motivate them to be a music streamer?"
Oh, interesting.
That's a great question.
Yeah, that is a good question.
So define dabble, because that's to me there's a lot of space between like just kind of like messing around here and there, and then there's like full songs. But if you feel compelled to share what you do with other people, then share it. Like human beings doing creative work is it's one of I think it's a really important thing that we do, because it's not just about functioning, it's about thriving and processing your experiences. And when you share that with other people, then they may get something out of that you're not expecting.
Yeah.
And you build community. So I would definitely say, and you may not be asking this, but for anybody else, this might be helpful. Don't wait until things are perfect to jump in.
Oh, that's a good
Just
call.
go for it and try to do like a 30-minute music stream. And you don't have to, like the first time that we streamed,
for 6 months.
The first 6 months, but the first like couple times that we streamed, like we put together a set list like we do for our live shows, and we'd like play a song, and we'd be like, okay, what's next? Okay, now this song, and it's fine. Like it's obvious that's not how we do it now, but just we have our own rhythm with it now, as all streamers do. So just give it a shot and share what you do creatively with the world, because the world needs more people doing that.
Yeah.
Very well said.
Yeah.
I would also just kind of check in with yourself to see what, instead of looking for motivation, maybe cultivate an awareness for what draws you in whatever capacity. Like, do you really want to stream? Is that something that you feel compelled to do, that you feel motivated to do inherently? Or are you trying to convince yourself of that? Find the thing that you just can't help but do because it brings you so much joy, and then pay that forward. So for us, music has walked us through some of our darkest times in life and helped us celebrate our most incredible blisses. And those artists that helped us, we feel kind of like we're on a continuum, and if we are able to play some music and it does something for other people, then that's a gift that you can give. So it's not just about you and what you want, it's about the service that you can provide in some capacity with the gifts that you're given. So find out the gifts that you have, or the things that you're interested in, and have fun exploring it.
Yeah.
Have a sense of discovery, and just watch things kind of bloom naturally. If you try and force it, then sometimes that's your inner self telling you that maybe that's not really what you want to do, and you don't have to do it. So yeah,
Yeah.
There's a whole community on Twitch of people that love to watch small streams too.
Yep. And
passionately.
It's so important that exists too, Jen, because it does help kickstart people's confidence in a lot of ways, right? Because then you're like, oh, somebody wants to see this. This is cool. I'll keep going, and you can feel that energy from people who jump in on chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked Kat's answer as well. Scrolling up, said, as a very amateur streamer, I would say if you would sit around a room with friends or acquaintances and play these songs, do it. You will find your level.
Yes.
Yeah, I love
That's a
that.
great way of
I love that.
thinking about it. And Crickster said creativity is amazing in whatever way you do it. It keeps your mind young and active, music especially. So
Yes. Oh yes.
all good reasons to just kind of pursue that if you're feeling that drive to do it.
Yeah.
Or if you're curious.
Yeah, if
Like,
you're
just
curious. You don't have to have all the answers, like Jen was saying
Mm.
at first. So
Panda says thank you. Absolutely, Panda. That's a great question.
Yay.
Great question.
Richard's comment is beautiful too. Another point to add: in my quite vast Twitch music attending experience, Twitch audiences are very forgiving and encouraging. Some of us even enjoy watching a streamer learn and struggle and improve.
Yeah.
It's human.
Yeah, seeing the human quality. Yeah,
And
that's right.
and Kevin, you've probably seen what it's like in the IRL world. It's like totally the opposite of that. I think it seems like I don't. Do you feel like?
I'm sorry. In what?
Well,
what
when
sense?
you perform in live gigs in person,
Mhm.
like I feel like the people don't really have that kind of willingness to try different things or do different things. They're just kind of good for like the right, or they're not even paying attention in certain cases, which is good, probably good too. But like, how would you compare the experience of like audiences in the real world versus audiences on Twitch?
Oh, that's a really good question. And it kind of dovetails what Jen was saying earlier about us doing a set list on Twitch, like because we were used to live gigs. It's like these are the songs we've got a tight 45-minute set. We got to be off the stage in 5 minutes. Get ready for the the other band, or we've got a 3-hour set. Okay, so we got to really we're gonna do some improvs and do some covers and do some other things besides just our work. And we kind of took that same approach with Twitch, where we were just like song after song after song after song, and like we'd briefly say hi to someone in chat and be like, "Oh, hey, it's great. Oh, here's another song. Here's another song," and not really realizing the interactivity level was the thing. It's the community that you're building and the fact that you can have these discussions back and forth with people. So on the surface, that's the first major difference, is just when you're playing a gig, you get some applause, hopefully, if you play a good set and you have a good crowd.
Or a tomato.
Or tomatoes, yeah, or beer bottles thrown at you or whatever.
Yeah.
But hopefully, you get that kind of feedback, but it's very quick. It's over and then you're into the next song. And so there's not a lot of reciprocity, I guess. And with Twitch, there there are so many beautiful messages where people say, "This is my favorite of their songs," and you see that live. And if they were to say that in the crowd, you wouldn't necessarily hear them. So you're getting ready to play, and some of our songs, if we haven't played them for a while and there's some complicated parts, I'm like, oh, okay, I hope I remember the third section here. And then somebody's like, "Oh, I can't wait to hear this," and then that kind of motivates you to be like, "All right, I'm going to do the best job I can at this because somebody's looking forward to it." Not that I wouldn't try otherwise, but just gives you that extra little boost.
Yeah. Great advice, like all the way around. Like Jen and Kev, you've done this is really great insight. Like, so thank you very much for sharing all these anecdotes.
Oh, thanks for the question.
Yeah, thank you, Panda. Great question. Let me catch up on chat. A lot of other people with some fun takes on this topic. Kenny says, step one, create another global pandemic where everyone's locked in their houses with nothing else to do, but not one where a lot of people die. That's not good.
Yeah.
That could be,
I do
definitely.
miss the slower pace that life felt during that. I don't want anyone to get sick or long COVID, or obviously it goes without saying, but
it was nice to slow down.
Things did slow
as
down
a whole
bit.
species.
Yeah.
When has that ever happened? So that part of it was lovely. Obviously, don't want anything negative to happen.
Side effect to a terrible thing.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I wish we could learn from that more and realize that we could sustain. I think Spain does.
I don't.
Spain gets that.
I'm
right?
glad that Spain gets it, because I'm like, it's frustrating. It's particularly frustrating to me because it seemed like we proved that we could live life this way, and people just choose not to.
Exactly.
It's so annoying.
Well, here's a perfect example of that. Over the holiday, we had a couple of streams and a gig, but it was pretty light. We were taking some time off, and we hadn't done that in such a long time that we were both unsettled. We were like, "What are we missing?" And we were like, kind of looking over our shoulder, like we were we were actually anxious about being relaxed, which if that's not
That is
a
funny.
sign that society is a little messed up. Like I was nervous. I was like, I feel too relaxed, and that's not a normal state, right? So I think that says something about how fast paced everything
Yeah.
tends to be, and
Yeah. Absolutely.
slowing down is sometimes nice.
Our biology is not really built for how this world works.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's we're not really built for this, and like you think about what happens in winter, and these days are very short, and we just kind of go about things as if everything is just the same and it's not the same. Like every other living creature on the planet is like, I have my seasons, I do this during, and we're just like, nah, let's go. And it's just, I think it's it has a detrimental effect, and we weren't always this way. Like we used
Yeah.
to live a little bit more in line with what was happening outside, and now you have more rates of anxiety and depression
Yep.
and all kinds of things. And I think we're just not living the way that we're kind of, I don't want to say designed, that's not the word I want, but the way that we've evolved is how I mean it.
Most definitely.
Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, and Garfield says most shit you do in life is better in company. I think that's easy. Yeah, that's very true. Like I think when you have people, isn't it true? Like kind of exercise. I mean, like people say like if you're in a group or if you're at the gym and people are encouraging you to work out too, like doesn't that help you work out more? I hear that a lot.
Like signing up for like a race instead
Yeah,
of just
Yeah.
running on your own.
when we went to New York, I got a chance. We both run, and I got a chance to run in Central Park,
Mhm.
and being around people. It was a very different experience because usually I run alone, and it was
can't keep up with them.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Staggy,
Staggy! What's up, friend?
so good to
Good
see
to see you,
man.
Staggy.
What's up?
Shout out to Steggy Music. What is up, my friend? Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my god!
I hope this works. No! Okay, I need to fix that. I will fix that. But Steggy, so good to see you. How's it going, my friend?
How are you, Steggy?
Welcome
See
in.
you, friend.
Oh my word! Oh gosh, what a kind heart Steggy is. Good to see you again.
Such a good soul.
yeah.
Such an incredible musician. My God.
For real, for real. Like we were actually just talking about the creative process earlier in the stream, Steggy. So it's nice to see you here. And Zero Degree, good to see you too. Welcome in. And
Hey,
Zero,
Zero.
What's
What
up,
is up,
friend?
buddy? Great to see you.
Yeah.
How
Steggy
you
says great
doing?
to see
How you doing?
you too. Yeah. Hope you're staying warm, Steggy, as well. Let's see. Oh, I love this background music Jen is playing too. But yeah, big shout out to our friend Steggy. And likewise to our friend Kenny, who's we're gonna have on tomorrow. It's good to see you again, Kenny. Kenny has a question coming up in just a couple of questions. But first, this question from Crickster, who says, "If we make a band of us wearing bee suits, what should we name ourselves?" So like Saturday Night Live stuff, right? Like like a band of people in bee suits. What would you name a band of people in bee suits?
Les Beluche.
Les Beluche.
Made it French.
That is fantastic.
The Bobby McFerrins.
Wow. Why is the bee thing?
Don't worry, be happy. It was a stretch, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm coming up with something on the spot.
Sting.
Sting is that is the
Sting,
answer.
there you go.
This is the
Panda. I love
Rusty
Panda.
Panda wins.
Nice. That's a great call.
Bee
Colin
Suit Riot.
Sting.
That's good too.
Bee Suit Riot is great. Buzz and the
Bee Suit
Fuzz.
Riot's great.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Sting is taken for an individual, but
Honeys.
not for a band. So maybe
Little Honeys.
the Honeys.
Go with that.
Yeah.
Oh, Lil Honeys.
Little
Little
Honeys.
Honeys. Okay.
Little
Little
Honeys.
Yeah, yeah.
Bit of honey.
Bit of Honeys. Yeah.
These are great. Are the
Blind
stingers?
Ellen.
Has the stingers been used yet? Has that been? Yeah.
Stingers. There you go.
These are great, everybody. Great picks, everyone, for your
Well
band
done.
names. Yeah. Kenny offered the option to defer. I think I'll take you up on that, Kenny. So, but thank you for sending the question though. Regardless, so we'll go over
Hive Mind. Last one. Hive Mind.
Oh,
that's Hive Mind. That one they only cover songs by the Borg.
I didn't realize the Borg was still touring.
Yeah.
They're always touring. They never stop.
Oh my.
Well, you know, I don't think I can resist buying tickets to it. So.
Yeah. Oh no.
Every one of these questions are great. Like there should be just like a whole festival of B bands, and then they could each have these names like the Le Beluche, the Stingers,
B Team.
B Team. It's a good one.
B Team. How did we miss that?
You're right. That's a good one. The Lil Honey, Buzz and the Pollinators. There's so much buzz around the B bands, Kenny. I love it.
Well done. Well done.
Love it.
B-Boys Fly Girls.
Yeah.
Nice.
The Yellow Stripes.
Queen.
Wow.
Queen.
Yeah.
Queen. Nice. Jen, that was great.
Fixer says, I was hoping we would be a Beatles cover band that plays all month but June? Why not June? Because June bugs? Is Sting already taken? I don't know. Kind of not. Yeah. June bugs, October stingers. Ah, nice. Now here's an interesting. Have you told the story of your name of your group name or your duo name? Because it is OctoberEmberMusic or OctoberEmber.
That's right. It's OctoberEmber is the band, and then the Twitch handle is music.
Yeah.
The band. Yeah. You want the lore? Yeah. So, do you want to tell it or me?
You got this.
Okay. So, the first night we hung out was October 3rd. We spent all night talking and hanging out and getting to know each other on a deep level, kind of airing all of our dirty laundry to see if we were kind of wasting each other's time. We didn't want to play any games. So talking about our good points or bad points, whatever. So that was October 3rd. 2 days later, October 5th, Jen moved in with me, and we've been together ever since. And then 6 years after that, we got married on October 4th. So the 3rd, 4th, and 5th are all kind of like we have 3 anniversaries that we celebrate there. So October is a special month for us. And then the Ember part of it is when we were first hanging out, we were playing music together a lot. And we would take clothes baskets filled with instruments to coffee shops and things like that, and just improvise. We didn't have any songs except for a few covers that we were playing, but we would improvise.
Leonard Cohen.
Leonard Cohen stuff. There might have been some Sarah McLachlan, maybe. No, but we were also doing kind of avant-garde classical stuff like John Zorn's Cobra piece, and weird kind of experimental stuff, and minimalist pieces like NC by Terry Riley. And then Jen kind of took a break from making music, and I kept going, and I was doing a lot of computer music, a lot of electronic stuff, listening to a lot of Aphex Twin and Square Pusher and Autechre, Boards of Canada, those guys. And so I wrote a lot of music, but I always missed having Jen to play music with because we met in music school. And ever since I was 8 or a little kid, I was like, when I grow up, I want to be with someone that's creative, and we will create things together. And that's my dream, is to have a creative partner. So it was kind of, it was a hard time for us to get through that pause. And that was a 17-year pause where Jen wasn't really doing that. We were still teaching music, but not performing together. So the Ember is the little spark that I kept alive in case she wanted to come back, because she was always welcome. And when we sorry if this is a long story, but
that's all right. You're good.
We sold all of our belongings to move out to California, we were trying on different career hats. I had taught myself how to code iOS. So I was doing iPhone and iPad programming out there, and Jen was working at the Apple Store for a bit, doing tech support there. So we were kind of doing this tech thing for a little bit, and it was the first time in my life I stopped hearing music
Oh wow.
in my head. Um, so I was like, okay, this is not healthy. There's something wrong here. And we were not getting along well. It was the closest we got to splitting up.
Wow.
So we decided we were going to, even though this was a dream that we worked towards for about 4 years, I was working on coding and building a portfolio and working with a friend, and we were shipping product and doing Kickstarters and stuff like that so that I could have something on my resume to show potential employers. So a lot of work went into that, and then we were going to move back to Ohio, and I was like, well, if we're going to do this, we got to make it worth it. Let's do something big, let's do something different. And so I started writing songs, and instead of Jen saying no, she didn't want to do it, she started saying yes. And I poured her a glass of wine around Christmas, and she sang my favorite Christmas song, which is the Christmas song, Chestnuts Roasting on an Open
Oh yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
And she got a huge wave of support on social media from her singing, and people were like, I didn't know you could sing like that. And I was like, I know, I've been doing it for years. She's amazing.
I was just singing in
And
the
it
car.
gave her a little bit, oh, just an alcohol.
Just an alcoholic. Wow.
It was like the tiniest Whole Foods glass. It was like this little snifter, barely 2 sips.
I'm all like,
But it wasn't enough to like get her just, loosened up enough to feel like she could do this.
Mhm.
So
I
she
was
sang, and she
shivering,
got
my
good.
palms were
Yeah,
sweating. I was so nervous.
she got so much support, and I was writing songs, and she, so that's kind of how it started. So October Ember, that's where the name came from.
Amazing.
And it's also easy to remember because it's the only fall month that doesn't naturally have ember in it, like September, November, December. So that's a good elevator pitch when people are trying to remember our band. It's like it's the only. So that was a little side effect of the name choice too.
That's actually a good call. It does have a really good like rhythm and syncopation. The October Ember. I mean, that's easy to say. That's really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
You're welcome. Yeah, I love it.
So
This also
sorry for the long story, but that's where it came from.
King says this also seems like it's
Yes.
going to be on the test.
But
will be on the
you know what? It's one of those little bubble tests. So you've got like a 1 in 4 chance.
Garfield is better
And one
than
of them
Davey?
is all
I
of
wouldn't-
the above.
I resemble that remark, Garfield.
I resemble that remark. That's great.
Let's see. Christmas song is my favorite Christmas song too. Love it, Panda.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
It's
right.
It's a great tune.
Yeah, that's a beautiful tune.
Yeah. But amazing story. Like I don't mind how. I mean, listen, that's still like half the size of a Marvel movie, so that was still pretty good to me.
That's right. I just saw the new Superman trailer today, and
Yeah.
it looks amazing.
It does. It does. I saw it too.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It looks like emotional and like not just special effecty. I don't know.
Mhm.
Smash, blow
I'm
things
hoping.
up,
I mean,
smash.
I'm a Christopher Reeve fan, so like I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I can.
Kev, did you see the and Jen too? Did you see the documentary about Christopher Reeve, like the one that DC put out?
I just saw that it was out,
Mhm.
but I haven't seen it yet. Have
Same.
you watched it?
No, I
I
want
haven't
to.
bought enough tissues to be able to do that.
Yeah,
Like
that's gonna be a hard watch,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Because we were so bummed. And
like when we
understatement.
watched the Mr. Rogers documentary, and before they even got through the opening credits, I was a mess.
Oh,
Just an
wow.
absolute mess. So I don't think
Yeah.
it's going to be any better with Christopher Reeve.
Oh yeah, I
I'll just-
know.
But that's
Yep.
okay. That's okay. He's worth shedding the tears
Absolutely.
for. He's very special.
He was he was
Sorry,
really
but-
wonderful. Like it's just such a bummer what happened to him.
Yeah.
Mhm. You know, he and Robin Williams
I
were
know, we
really,
just-
really good friends.
We just saw a little Robin Williams kind of mini
Mhm.
bio, and he came and cheered him and tried to cheer him up, in the hospital and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful, long time friendship since they were
From Juilliard
since-
days.
yeah,
They
since
both
were
were
young.
trained at Juilliard.
Wow.
Rusty Panda's got to head out. Thanks so much for
Panda.
So
hanging
good to
out.
see you,
And
Thank you,
thanks
Rusty
for the
Panda. Thanks for
follow.
spending
And
time with us.
looking forward to seeing you again. I hope.
Aw. It's great to see you too, Panda.
Simon.
So King, can we give a shout out to the Rusty Panda? Let's show some love to our friend.
Yeah.
Panda will be on this channel again in a few days. We're gonna play Portal 2 together, so if you do want to see the Rusty
Nice.
Panda on
Oh, that's
stream.
That game
fun.
is awesome.
Is it
It
fun?
is so fun.
It's so good.
Oh, have you not played it?
I've played. Well, we're
It's-
playing it now. Like the Panda and I have been doing this game together for a while. So we've played. So Portal 2, I Portal 1 as well. I'm sure I will be playing as well at a certain point. But
Yeah.
Portal 2, we played most of it. We're just down in like a couple of like rooms, and I think we'll have the game finished. But it's so fun. Like it's really
It's such a good game.
yeah. And I love the sense of humor it has. Like all the other robots. Like
Oh, it's
Game is a triumph, I'll tell you.
yeah,
it is
yeah.
a fun. It is a very very funny.
How
game.
are you holding up? I'm a potato. Oh, bro.
Yeah.
Did you see Simon's joke earlier? Just wait till you see the Superman condo. Way better than the trailer.
Oh my god.
That is funny. Okay,
I didn't want that one to
just
float
got
over.
that. I just got that. Like, the
Oh my
So
goodness.
good.
Simon, I just
Simon,
love
that's.
you.
I think you
I
can.
can't help myself.
Well done, Simon.
So good.
Again. Oh, we got another raid.
Whoa!
Finger pistol
gosh.
band.
Oh,
Welcome,
Finger
friends.
Pistol
Pistol
Band.
Band. What's going on?
Yeah.
It's good to see you.
Aw, thank you,
Hey, how
Panda.
was
Thanks for
your
being here.
stream?
It's fun. It's fun with Dave. Thank you, Panda. And it's fun. It's
Oh,
great.
Oh,
double
wow.
raid. Sarah.
What? We have a double
Sarah,
raid.
Sarah,
Sarah.
wow.
Thank you for the raid
That's
too.
so nice of you.
Holy
Thanks
cow.
for being here.
Hello.
Double raid. Triple raid? Is there another one?
Are you waiting for the third one?
Is there a third one? Oh, you're speculating. Okay. Well,
Can we get a third?
can we get a third? Going once. Going.
Who knows?
Going twice.
You did. Thank you so much, Sarah. Appreciate you bringing your friends and fam over. Thank you for doing that. I hope your stream is good. It's nice to see you.
Yeah, I'm your all that. I predict a riot.
Finger Pistol
I
Band. hope you're
predict a
doing well.
riot. Thank you so much for the raid, everybody. Hey, Mandy, welcome in. Give a hello. So the finger is that your band? I think that's right. Mandy's part of the finger pistol band, if I remember correctly. Thank you for raiding in. So good to see you all
Hey,
tonight.
Mandy.
I'm Davey. I'm a variety streamer
Mandy.
based in Los Angeles, the home of many flames, apparently. But welcome
Oh.
in. It's good to see you. Thank you for the raid, and Sarah, thank you for the raid too. Shout outs to all. So good to see you all here tonight. How are your streams, everybody? Garfield, thank you for your gift sub too. Thank you for your gift sub. Mandy is still singing. Oh, okay, okay, Al, I got you. Dig it. Let's see. Don't these things come in threes? That's true. Raids do come in threes. There could be a third one. We'll see. And Uncle Al, welcome in. Good to see you too. Hello, Davey. Dan is still on his gig with Mandy. Oh, okay. Right on. So they're still doing the gig? Okay, right
Yeah,
on.
they can't hear. They're still at the gig, it looks like.
No sweat.
Thank you so much for that.
But good to see you, everybody. I hope you all. Thank you for the raid. Hope the rest of the gig goes well. And Sarah, I hope your stream went well too. It's great to see you again. Gosh, so many cool people in the chat all of a sudden. To add to the people that were cool, the cool people who are already been in the chat tonight. So what a great group we got tonight.
That's right.
Yeah.
Incredible. Such
beautiful
good
crew.
company.
Yeah. Sorry we are at a gig. I
Thanks for
can't hear, but
spending
wanted to
time.
raid and say hi on behalf of the Finger Pistol Band. Have a great rest of your stream. Absolutely, Finger Pistol Band and Mandy and friends. I appreciate you. And John says great IRL bar gig at the bar tonight. Love it. And Sarah went great. I said all this, Sarah. I'm glad your stream went well too. They can't hear the finger pistols are in their ears. Kenny, that's love. I love it. Finger Pistol plays country and western. Remember that? Like we play both types of music, country and western. That's phenomenal. And welcome back,
Are there any other
Steggy.
kinds?
Holy cow!
Welcome back, Steggy. It's good to see you.
So yes, I'm a variety streamer. I do host interviews each week, and tonight we have the awesome people from October Ember joining us. It's great to have you here. They're based in Ohio, and we've talked a lot about Ohio tonight as well, including the dumb pizza, which I will show you again because it was so good.
So
Yes.
dumb.
This is from Krause's.
That's not even doesn't even have the topper. But once it has the topper, it's a sandwich.
Ooh,
Pizza sandwich.
it sounds amazing.
If it had the topper, you wouldn't be able to see what's inside it as well.
It's mystery. pizza.
So it's good that you've got a picture without the topper, but just imagine it's encased. All
Oh.
of what you see
With
is
bread and
encased with
cheese.
more bread and
More
cheese.
bread and cheese.
So
My
they
God.
were like, we are
This is
running
the
out of
way.
places to put bread and cheese, and they were just like, let's pile it on the top. So that's their
Well,
motto.
So I do also want to, for the Finger Pistol Band, I'm going to go. There you go.
Zero. I said the same thing. That it's like basically a calzone, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Basically a calzone.
Yes, thank you too.
Have a good look, Mandy.
Heck
Thank you
yeah.
so much again. Isabel says, let me. Yeah, love it. Let's see. Catching up in chat. Sarah says, you're popular tonight. Yeah, for sure. But it also means that October Ember is popular tonight because many people have come from far and wide to catch up with you, and I love it. I love it a lot, and you deserve it. It's amazing.
It's so nice.
Yeah.
So nice to spend time with you all.
It's really lovely to spend
Thanks
time
for
with
having
you.
us on.
Yeah.
And thanks for the good questions from chat.
Yeah,
Those
this has
are
been
so
really
great.
fun.
I concur. Y'all have been great with the questions. Let's give you all one last chance to send in a round of questions. So last call for questions. Anybody from the raid or anybody from who've been with us throughout the stream, send your question. Use exclamation point question. Type in a question. Enter it in the chat, and we'll read it in order throughout the rest of the program. I had always wondered about your Rambo point redeem. It's so funny, and it's great. So.
You and us both, baby.
No, there's a reason it did. Simon put it in there. So Kevin offered the channel to reveal something embarrassing about himself.
If we got like a level 5 hype train that day or something, yeah.
And they were like, okay, we'll play along. And then they like did a massive hype train, and then he shared.
Well, so I grew up, you know, my father is a writer. My grandfather was a writer. Literature was an important thing in our household, you know. But on a family vacation, as an aside from, you know, trying to better my mind and everything with actual good. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm besmirching his name. I shouldn't. I know, well, the author. I don't want to badmouth him because it's not terrible. I said, you know, on this vacation when I was a kid, I read the novelization of Rambo 3. You heard that right. It wasn't the book that was turned into a movie. It was the movie, and they were like, let's make the book of that movie. And I read that, and so, you know, the chat thought that was pretty funny. And then one of our oldest friends that we met actually in Final Fantasy 11 way back in the day, and we're still really, really good friends with, he was kind enough or devious enough to find a copy of Rambo 3 and send it to our house. And so then it just became this thing where we created like this tribal music backdrop, you know,
yes, I've seen this.
Epic jungle, you know, live looping situation. And then I would read a chapter from Rambo 3, and Jen would make, you know, funny comments, you know, from the peanut gallery. So that's how that.
We ended up reading the entire.
We read the entire book. Parapet. That's right. How many pets?
I love it.
There are sections where they use the word parapet
so much,
like in every sentence, and it's just not a word that needs to come up that often.
Well, there's a kids in the hall skit where they do the same thing, where this guy gets called in to his boss because he uses the word ascertained too much, and it's annoying his workers. I ascertain you have something that you wanted to tell me, boss. Yes. Could you sit down? I ascertain you want me to sit here, and so he just keeps saying that, and it's like you're using that word too much.
Parapet is that same thing.
Sometimes that happens.
No, it was a novel. It was a movie, and then they turned the movie into a book. Ohio.
Yes, I think the first Rambo might have been
based on a book, right? Yeah. But this is a book.
But I think it went.
This is a book based on the movie.
I think so.
This is only gonna get more. Okay, if your head's not spinning already, I'll make it spin some more. The original Rambo movie was called First Blood Part 2. So there was a movie called First Blood that came out before Rambo.
No. Sorry, I don't mean to contradict, but I think Rambo 2 was the First Blood Part 2. I think Rambo 1 was just First Blood. Rambo First Blood.
Okay.
Because the whole idea was he didn't want to fight. He just wanted a peaceful life after Vietnam.
Right.
And so he came to this small town, and they were like anti-soldiers. They, just like a lot of veterans, were not welcomed back in the States when they returned home. And he just wanted to live out his days peacefully, but they drew first blood, so he had to respond. That was the.
And then they did it again.
And then they're like, "Hey, you're really good at drawing second blood. Why don't we have you on for this litany of other movies?"
Guess
So
Third Blood was not a good title for a movie. So
there you go. Ohio, First Blood,
Part
Rambo,
2.
First Blood Part 2, Rambo 3. Yeah,
there you go.
They did it
drew
first.
first
They
blood,
drew
let
first
me-
blood,
Yes,
not
is
me.
like the little
That's right,
the
Zero.
little title underneath.
But
So metal.
the beautiful thing the remarkable thing is that it did start with a pretty damn good story. Like that's a pretty good
Oh,
yeah.
it's just like Rocky 1. Like
Yeah.
they're both great. I think, it gets a bad rap because of the sequelization, and that's that the money grab ends up being sometimes the problem, right?
Yeah.
But the original thing that it was based on is it's a compelling story.
Yeah.
Well, and honestly, like we did a lot of really goofy stuff with Rambo 3. Kevin did a lot of different voices, and like Richard said, I was a one-person Greek chorus in response to it. And so, but at the same time, like there are moments where it's really pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
then make sure you watch UHF too to see Weird Al's version of that movie. Yeah,
Rambo
that movie
13.
I've seen it a bunch. Yeah, right. Rambo 13, trying his hand at blood, draws at Cedar Sinai.
Zero remembers when there were too many parapets in that. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was wild.
So yeah, Johnny Ram Ram.
Johnny Ram Ram.
Johnny Ram
That's
Ram.
how he
He's our
came into our
he's our
realm.
buddy.
Love it. I'm so glad this exists.
We tried after the. It's a lot of fun.
It was a thing, yeah.
And then at the conclusion of it, we had a
Well,
vote.
Fluffy, our friend that we mentioned, who sent us the first book, he sent us 3 more books. He sent us Batman, an Indiana Jones book, and Gremlins.
And
we tried Batman, and we did that for a while, but the writing style wasn't as conducive to the same.
There's a lot of
exposition.
A lot of exposition, and
not a lot of plot at the beginning.
Not a lot of dialogue either. So it just doesn't work nearly as well. But
So yeah, we kind of retired it because I didn't feel like it was landing as well. But we did have costumes, and our friend. Oh, you can see. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, there's a bat cape.
There's a bat
Batman.
cape behind Jen.
Yeah.
And we bought masks and headbands with bats on them, and like we tried to do the whole thing with that too.
Oh, I
Is that
gotcha.
a what? Garfield?
I
Yeah.
don't know what that is. Chocolate
know.
sort?
I don't know what that is.
Let me catch up on another chat first. But yeah, 1/3 of the chat just ran to Google. King says, and I think it was Gibson Lens. By the way, Gibson Lens. Give me a shout at Gibson Lens.
Gibson,
what's
hi.
going on? Good to see you.
So good to see you. How are you?
You watched First Blood for the first time last week. Did you
Oh.
enjoy the experience, or was it lackluster? Jen had never seen Caddyshack, so we watched that the other. Actually, did we watch that on Christmas with my father? Yeah. It's not a Christmas movie.
It's definitely not a Christmas
We're
movie.
just like, hey, this let's Jen's never seen it. Let's watch
Gopher's
it.
adorable.
The Gopher is that's
Yeah.
the reason to watch that movie for sure.
He's dancing.
The Gopher is definitely the best part of them. No, I'm just kidding. It's
Yeah,
definitely a
it
big
is.
highlight though. Like he's great. Like yeah.
Oh, Zero. Yeah, we think about that frequently, and it's just like Fluffy. He is
He's
amazing
amazing.
and perfect, and
Mhm.
he's very good at exactly knowing that right thing to do at the right time. So
Yeah.
very good point though.
First Blood was all right. All right. Nice, Gibson. Love it.
Yeah.
All right. That led to the true creative breakthrough. Elton John covers sung in a dark Batman voice. I clearly am.
And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. I'm Batman.
See that was required. That needed to happen.
Oh, King, I love that saying. Make thine own traditions.
Absolutely.
That's such a good one.
Yeah. You are
You are
not
not
Batman?
Batman.
Oh, that's interesting.
Are you throwing down the gauntlet? You,
I
I,
know Batman. You know Batman,
I know
Garfield.
Batman.
His
See,
name is Bruce.
so
Okay.
this is how far it went, Davey. We have a song called "The Thickets in the Fire,"
Mm-hmm.
and we changed. I wrote a parody of our own song called "The Bat Cave in the Fire," and it's so.
So good.
If you're ever in the stream in the future, we can play that for you.
Okay.
But it's all just there's, I guess, OE lore now in the form of Rambo and Batman. And if you would have asked me that 5 years ago, that someday this is going to be something that people recognize you by, I'd be like, you're crazy. That's not true.
But that is truly, just to own to everybody else's points, like that's the beautiful thing about Twitch. It's like you can create lore from and you can never see it coming. Like these things just happen organically. Amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Ooh.
This is part of our lore, I guess. Now, this is Toasty. It starred in one of our music videos, and then we have Toastette Crouton. We think that she worked for the CIA.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is from our sweet dear friend Magdalena.
Mm-hmm.
She gave us a wooden piece of toast. So toast is now a part of the thing. I seldom have toast. That's a confession.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
have it very often. But
Well, it's because Toasty won't make any. So seriously, so on our YouTube channel there is a video for our song called "Fail,"
Mm-hmm.
and it is absurd and also kind of moving, and you should check it out. It's a whole music video where I fall in love with a toaster. It gets really dark
it's
at the
cool.
end.
I'm not
it gets dark
jealous.
at the
I'm
end.
not
I need to
jealous.
see this.
She's got to live her
Simon,
best life.
thanks for putting the
Thanks,
Meg hearts
Simon.
in there.
Aw. Simon,
Power
love
of
it.
memes, power of lore and friendships. Yeah.
So let's close the queue. Thank you, all so many. We have 3 questions left. We'll close the queue from here. Thank you so much, everybody, for your questions tonight. Really good stuff. So let's see what we got left over. So Segi Music with the next question. What is the band or artist that made you decide to pick up an instrument?
Oh. You want to go first?
You can go first. Do you want me to go first? I know mine, but
I know mine too.
it's up to you.
So there was a girl in my first grade class named Melanie, and she played this for our music class. And I was like, oh my God, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. I did not know that that children could do that. I need to know how to do that. But we didn't own a piano. And so on Sundays, we would often go over to my grandparents' house for a Sunday dinner, and they had the piano, like a very old, very beat up player piano with the player parts gone, in one of their bedrooms. And so after dinner, I would like disappear and I'd try to figure that song out. And I don't know that I got it right, but I played bejesus out of that, trying to figure that thing out. And then finally in 6th grade, I got to start taking piano lessons. So my grandfather was a really good accordion player who played for like all of the, like for polka dances in Northeast Ohio. So that was inspiring too. But yeah, I got a kind of a late start in the classical realm, I'd say.
Later than some, but earlier than some too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So thanks,
Kind of
Melanie.
Absolutely. Thank you to Melanie.
I want to write her a letter.
Heck yeah,
but
Melanie.
I don't know where she lives.
You should.
Yeah.
And for me, it wasn't a band or an artist. My sweet mother, who passed away a couple of years ago, 2 days before Christmas, she had told me for years, Kev, you should play guitar. You'd be so good at it. And she herself played guitar and led a church song group at the time. And I was like, no, Mom, that's dumb. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And I'd played French horn for a couple of years before, and played piano for a couple of years, and so I tried music in a few different capacities, and it wasn't sticking. And then my best friend at the time, who like we had spend the night parties every weekend and watched comedy and, hung out all the time. He was like, I think I'm going to play guitar. And I was like, me too. And it was like, as soon as he wanted to do it, I was like, I'm on board. And I had saved up a bunch of money for a few years. And I bought this it's kind of like a watercraft that you sit on. It's kind of like
Like a paddle board.
like a paddle board. And the first day I took it out, the police boat came by and said that's 6 inches too short. You can't have this on the water. And so I was crushed because I spent all my money
Like your
on
life
this,
savings,
my life
basically.
savings as a kid, on this little thing. And the boat guy was thankfully nice enough to give me a full refund, and I used that money to buy my first guitar, which is my Strat over there.
Ooh.
This is my very first guitar. I still have it.
Wow.
I got this when I was 13.
It's in great shape.
Little edits.
It's in really good shape. Yeah, it's a great instrument.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
But so my mom had wanted me to do that for years, and I was like not having it because she wanted me to do it, and it wasn't until my friend did that I did. But she
Hey,
did
friend.
teach me my first 3 chords the very first night I brought it home, and I spent probably 3 or 4 hours just banging away on those 3 chords over and over again and trying to get better at them. So
Yeah.
that's how I started, and then I came to different artists after I actually picked up the instrument. I was like, okay, I got a guitar. Now what? What do I play? So yeah, my love of other artists came after that. So
I love both of your story, your answers here. This is great. Like, it's such a cool way to be inspired. Like, the way that you inspired, definitely neat. Like, I love. I think everybody in chat was vibing with it too. Like, that's so cool. Thank you so much for your.
Thanks.
thank
Hey,
you.
you are such a gracious host, and thanks for the questions.
Absolutely, and yeah.
Listening.
And thanks to Steggy for the question. What a good question too by Steggy.
Steggy is always here with like good questions and good conversation, and
Yeah.
also
Good
an
everything.
incredible musician. He's just
Good vibes.
Yeah.
Amazing voice.
Excellent
musician.
Absolutely. So let's head to the final 2 questions. Zero.
Say zero.
Zero? Okay. Zero, here's a question. What was the most difficult part of learning music? What a good segue, too. Wow. What was the most difficult part of... Zero's question is, what was the most difficult part of learning music for you, and how did you get or are getting through it? Interesting, huh?
It is.
That's a great question.
Most difficult part. So I would say like it was early on for me. It was the kind of thing that I was kind of sort of obsessed with figuring out how to do. And so I sometimes get kind of hyper fixated on things. And I kind of did that with music early on, which I think helped with that initial, like how to deal with dexterity and agility issues, especially when it comes to like piano and coordinating 2 hands to do things at the same time, which I still sometimes still struggle with. But like the initial hurdle of that is tricky. But I think lifetime wise, I'd say self-confidence and feeling like when you compare yourself to other people, it will make you shrink like crazy. And if instead you say, listen, like it's not a contest, that's not what I'm here for. And instead enjoy the like learning to enjoy my musicianship with its flaws, which is part of why I stepped away from it for so long.
That's beautiful.
That was probably the biggest thing. And then coming back to it after 17 years was scary but exciting, because it felt like a different and new way to connect with him after we'd been together for that long. Playing music together again was very different than it was the first time around. So I say self-confidence is probably the biggest thing, but then you go, sorry for the F-bomb, fuck it, like, I'm gonna die someday. I've got to do what I've got to do. So yeah, sorry for the F-bomb.
No,
I didn't ask if it was.
You don't have to apologize for that at all. We actually are an 18+ stream, so we can say fuck it all the time. Yay! I keep forgetting to mention that to guests and when we start these programs because like I know that I forget that it doesn't I don't cuss a lot even though you totally can because this is a podcast type show, so
we're kind of the same way. Like we try to keep it clean most of the time, but sometimes an F-bomb is appropriate.
Yeah.
Like we're not prudish about it, but
it lacks its punch if you use it too much. And but it's a really it's got a lot of power if you use it in the right moment. So I like to wait and fuck it, I'm gonna die someday. It seems like an appropriate use of it.
Phenomenal. So. Yes, absolutely. I love it a lot. Yeah. Sometimes you just need the proper adjectives.
Right.
Yeah. And that's why we're 18+, because sometimes those moments do come, like absolutely.
They do.
Yep.
What you do?
In terms of like the most difficult thing about learning music, am I remembering the question right? Is that the right? Was that the?
Yeah, I think that's more or less what it was. The most difficult part of learning music, and how did you get through, or how are you getting through it?
And I think that's Zero's question. Maybe that's a great question. Honestly, I don't mean this to be a cop out. It's the presentation and the marketing of art has always been the biggest struggle for me. So not to say that I haven't struggled with, certain technical things or, concepts, getting my head around it, but it did feel, I was talking earlier about find the thing that you're drawn to or that you feel compelled to do or that you feel like you have some natural gifts for and just go deep in that. And I feel with some aspects of music, not all of them, but the ones that I focus on, I feel comfortable with it. And I'm always trying to improve. I'm always trying to analyze what I'm doing so that I can see what the bottlenecks are. But I feel like that's just the natural progression of life, as opposed to it being a struggle that I need to get over. But in terms of creating art and making it, finding your audience, finding your niche, that's been the more difficult challenge for me throughout my life because I've been writing music and writing poetry and doing artwork for a long time. But only more recently, when Jen and I first started October Ember, did I try to take more seriously the idea of having to market things and find people that would want to pay attention to it. I just somehow thought, well, I'll just write because I have 1,100 tracks that I'm sifting through to figure out the ones that I want to release. And I felt like I'll just write stuff and then somehow magically, that'll yield some kind of success. So it's like I said, it's kind of sidestepping the question itself, I guess, but that's been more difficult for me in general than anything else. Not that it all came easy, but it's just like learning anything or getting better at any craft. Be mindful about it. Try to not just say something like, oh, this sounds bad, but say, why does it sound bad? Or is it actually bad, or is it just a sound that you don't want at that particular time? Can you label it? Can you name it? Can you refine it so that it's something different? So I don't know. I don't know if that's a decent answer, but it's a great question.
Yeah,
and it's one that I'll probably continue thinking about and have a better answer for, in the wee hours of the night.
Oh yeah, great question, Zero. Thank you so much for throwing field. Yeah,
I hope that was a satisfying answer.
I would say so. Absolutely. All right, so one more to go. This is from Kenny, aka Prog Rock Piano Bar. Here we go. He asks now. I think you mentioned this a little bit ago, Kevin. So we can refresh this topic. I'd like to know more about the PRS guitar and see close-ups of the top and the bird's inlays. How did he come upon it, and was it something he'd coveted for a long time, or was it an impulse buy and perhaps an heirloom?
Great. Those are all great.
Who asked
questions.
this? Prog Rock?
Prog Rock
Yeah.
Panda. Panda Bar. Sorry, I mixed up.
Panda Bar.
Panda
I
Bar.
would go to a Prog Rock Panda Bar. I'll tell you that much right now.
Where the pandas are playing
that's
piano.
gonna be my new
That'd be
scene.
Amazing.
Okay, so Davey, you're gonna have to help me out
Okay.
because I think there were some sub questions there. So
Oh, sure, sure.
I know that bird inlays were part of it. You want to get a close up of
And
that? Is that
then
what
the
you're saying?
top and the bird inlay. So I guess when you say the top, you mean the fret area, or no?
I think they mean the body maybe.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get closer to the camera. It's actually a purple burst. It looks kind of black on stream, but you know me and purple. I'll tell you a little bit more about it after I show you some close-ups here.
Ooh, that's nice. Okay, that's really cool. Ooh.
Wait, is it today?
Oh yeah. Oh shit. And today is actually the birthday of this. Well,
yeah.
Of the anniversary of me meeting this guitar. I met this guitar. What was it, 5 years ago? It's on the calendar as new PRS Day, and I celebrate it every year. 5 years ago today, I got this, and so I was never a PRS guy. I was Strat guy. I have a Les Paul that I was gigging with for a while, so I was never really into them. But this is a bolt-on one, and forgive me if I get a little gear talky. I'll try to be concise. The bolt-on, supposedly gives you that snappy Strat-like quality, so I was into that. Also, the humbuckers split into single coil, so I get the single coil sound or something similar to a Strat, but I also have kind of a Les Paul tone. These are vintage PAF voiced pickups. The 5815 LT low turn pickups. So they sound really warm and chimey and not overly powerful. So it's really nice, nice balance. And it's a matte finish instead of a gloss. We were talking about this with cars, right? With the purple car or whatever. A lot of PRSs are really, really shiny and kind of sometimes a little garish. But this one just kind of feels classy. And it also, because it's a matte finish, it chips a lot, and so the paint is flicking off, and it feels a little more punk. Some of the PRSs seem like museum pieces, like you're not allowed to gig with them. You just have to keep them behind a glass case. But I'll try and get a little closer.
Wow.
So you can see after I knock my tuner off the headstock, the paint chips pretty easily, and so it kind of gives it a more rugged, played feel, and less like a just a.
It is a played guitar.
It is this is my main gigging instrument. It's like 7 pounds. It's super light. It's ergonomically balanced, and it took me 2 other guitars to get to this one, and finally find the one that I wanted. So, and this was the only one I could find online. It was from Germany, and I had it shipped here.
Even though it's made in.
It's made in Maryland, in the United States, but the matte finish is something that's kind of rare in the States. But they do a lot of that in Europe. So, long story short, or long story longer, had the guitar shipped from Germany 5 years ago today, and I just absolutely love it, and I feel very grateful for it. So,
bird inlays.
Bird inlays, they are not fancy. I think they're just plastic inlays, but they still look cool. The neck is ebony, which I really like the feel of. I'm usually a maple neck guy. And not so much rosewood, but I really like the feel of the ebony. It's grown on me.
Why are there birds?
Oh, why are there birds?
I don't know if that was the question, but other people might not know.
Because Paul Reed Smith, who founded the company, that's what PRS stands for, his mother was was a birder, and it's an homage to his mom. So, yeah.
I know I mentioned making a cupcake for it today. I'm pretty sure I
King's
did.
on top
I
of this one.
literally did.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, exactly, Richard. It does not hide its well-lived bohemian life, right?
Yeah.
It is
That's
a well-loved, very well-loved guitar.
Yeah. It's I actually, this is kind of cheesy, but I went after playing up here, gigging. I have a guitar stand by the couch. I have a guitar stand by the bed, and so I wake up and I either wake up and see my beautiful wife or I see my beautiful guitar. So it's kind of like hard to get up on the wrong side of the bed in the morning.
I'm gonna wake up one morning and I'm gonna sneak in or sneak over to it and I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna like bring it to bed.
Yep.
And like go, like roll over and it'll be there.
So anyway, that's a lot of guitar talk, but thanks for the question.
Yeah, thank you very much, everybody.
Hopefully it answers the question.
I think it's a very comprehensive answer. I love it a lot. So,
Yay.
y'all, thank you so much, Kenny, for your question. Thank you for your comments, Richard and King and Zero. Folks, that's our stream tonight. Thank you so much for all your participation, Jen and Kevin. It's so nice to hang out with you for the first time.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. For those of you who I've been mentioning the fire. Yeah, things are a little crazy, but so I'm just gonna raid and run tonight. But I hope you all can enjoy wherever we're raiding. Do you have any suggestions as to places we can raid, friends? Like I'll gladly take your suggestion.
See.
Kim Marie's on.
Kim Marie is on.
Burbs are on.
Yeah,
Cool.
and
Mike Troplis.
Mike Troplis is on playing some games. Hogue Like Whoa is
That's
on playing some games. So yeah.
John Lee
playing chess.
Let me see.
What do you guys? Are you feeling a music stream, or you want
want
to do like a
music or
chatty
games
stream?
or chat?
What was the one that you mentioned towards the middle of that? Like, what was the one in the middle? Like, there's
Hogue
one...
Like Whoa.
Hogue Like Whoa. Okay, let's go look up. How do you spell that?
It's HOGUE, like.
Oh, Hogue Like Whoa. Okay, I got it.
WOAH. Yep.
Yeah.
John Lee is doing a 69-hour Donathon.
Donathon. Wow, that's insane.
Look at that. Let's go to Hogue Like Whoa. I mean, that sounds like a pretty cool new spot. I'm sorry I can't hang out tonight. I do need to get back to fire coverage and things, but hopefully you all are safe.
Is everything like looking okay there? You good?
Well,
No.
it's looking okay, but the evacuation area seems to have increased a little bit, so now it's getting a little
Okay.
50-50. But it's okay.
Well,
It's okay.
let's
I'm
get you
currently
rated
safe.
around.
I'm not
Sorry
being
for
asked to rate. We're
overstayed
not in the
there, David.
evacuation zone yet, but it's. I guess I should be on alert for it, basically. But thank you so much. It's really helped me through what
gosh.
otherwise
Sorry if
been...
we kept you too long.
Oh no
Yeah,
sweat on that. No, you're good there.
Let's get you safe.
Yeah.
Stay safe. We will catch up
Absolutely.
again another time. Let's do this again sometime. This was so much fun.
Yes, absolutely.
Much love to you, Davey.
Much love to you back.
Much love. And thanks to your community. Y'all are incredible.
Absolutely. Let me go start this raid up. Thank you for the raid calls. Thank you. Mod love to King and everybody. Thank you so much, everybody. Hogue. Oh, shoot. HOGUE.
Yep.
Like whoa?
HOGUE.
Let's do
like,
it.
Whoa.
So yeah, go follow Hogue Like Whoa when we get there. Let's go check out our good friend. Let's head on out. Thank you so much. We're gonna take care, everybody. Have a good rest of your day.
Take care, Davey. Take really good care, friend.
Thank you.
I'll be thinking about you.
Absolutely. I appreciate you. I predict the raid. I love it. We'll update you on Discord as far as tomorrow's stream. I mean, hopefully things will settle down by then. And if so, we can hang out. We'll hang out with Kenny tomorrow on stream. But meanwhile, everybody in California, please be safe. Stay out. You know, if you gotta go, you gotta go.
Really good care.
Take care, everybody. Look out and keep following everything along. And stay safe. Y'all, take care. Thank you so much. Make sure to follow Hogue Like Whoa. Take care, y'all. Yeah, me too, Kenny. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you, Mod Scientist. Good to see you.
Take care, Davey.
Bye, everyone. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.